me and Ryan have been officially welcomed to the jungle that is Barstool Sports.
I brought it toward the Coyotes, and I asked them if it was okay if I joined the Spittin Chiclets podcast full time. No,
Ryan Whitney's got a pink Whitney out there now.
Hey, there's a sandbagger. Get that on camera.
Pete Yandel, the song man, is a full-time member.
Merles just got an assist from Chris B.
Whoa, we're buzzing right now. Sonk.
What is up, folks? Look at Biz Nasty. Oh, my God. Wow, I don't know what to say. Welcome to episode 609 of the Spittin Chiclets podcast. Not necessarily dressed like somebody who just lost again to Czechia in the World Juniors.
This has nothing to do with Team Canada
right
now.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I know. That's Pablo. That's Pablo. Shout out Pink Whitney before we get going here. New Amsterdam's own Pink Whitney, pink lemonade flavored vodka. He's got that bottle swimming around down in Florida, whether you're at the beach, whether you're on the ski hill. That was my favorite spot to rip the nips. I brought a bunch of nips in a backpack to the top of Stowe Mountain. It's Stowe, Vermont. I believe it's Stowe Mountain. And I ripped a couple and bombed down there. I mean, when I say bombed, I was doing the pizza plow the whole way. But to me, it felt like I was bombing down. So shout out Pink Whitney and shout out anyone who gives it a chance, who loves it, who enjoys it. Take your shot with Pink Whitney. Guys, what's up? So much to talk about. We haven't
Busy
chatted.
Nylander. Busy Nylander.
Paying a little homage to both Toronto Maple Leafs right now.
Yeah, I mean, one guy
you want to get into it quickly?
And sitting out watching games in tank tops, and the other man is on fire. For us who doubted Austin Matthews, shame on me, shame on you. Yeah, that's an interesting look.
That was
I don't know. Are those
before his hat trick? And then followed up the next game with 2 goals, which has been his first back-to-back multi-goal game in the last 2 years. So to say that Pablo is back would be an understatement. And congratulations to him. We're not going to suck up all the oxygen at the beginning of the podcast here with what he's been able to accomplish. But I will say congratulations on setting the all-time franchise goal record for the Toronto Maple Leafs, an original 6 franchise, and doing so fucking quickly, boys.
It's
like
crazy.
Insanely quickly.
Yep. We'll get into that in a little bit because I actually have a thought on that. I'd like to maybe throw your way. And I'd also like to say in that game there was one star that elevated himself above all others. That's Matthew Schaefer. But we could just go into that in a little bit because Biz, you flossing your cornhole with a jacket on national TV during a musical act. You see the picture, Pop. That was where did that come from?
He auctioned off the jacket too. Game worn. He wrote game worn jacket, and it's gonna smell like his onion.
Well, if Yands was doing his job as ambassador of the Florida Panthers, he would have tried to get them going between the second and third.
He was teaching a man hockey.
I was gone by then.
You just flat out left. That's how disgusted you were with that performance.
I was pissed off. I wanted to beat the traffic. See ya.
But that was actually, they asked me, they said, hey, during the second intermission in the second segment, we're going to have you leave and you're going to go join the mosh pit for the dance routine. And I'm like, okay, mosh pit, there's going to be a bunch of people to be able to make it look hype. And we finished the first segment. I walk over there and there's 12 people on each side of the stage. Like this couldn't have looked like less like a mosh pit if you could imagine it in your entire life. So I'm like, how do I make this look good on camera? So I see a couple of the guys with those inflatable outfits, and then another guy who was dressed as a lobster on the other halfway
side. That was me.
Side.
I was the lobster.
Oh, okay. Because I literally go like this one time, and he started buzzing around. So I set them up, and I didn't know. Like I had no plan on going on stage. So as soon as I popped out from the back of them, all of a sudden it just like the seas parted. It was like the offensive line set some unreal picks and it spread open. I'm like, I gotta hit the gap here. And then some of the dancers were all the way at the front, some were all the way at the back. And I went up the stairs and I'm like, fuck it, man. This is my catwalk right now. Let's go. I ripped it up. And then the look the one girl gave me was like, oh no, like security might come up here and tase me, not knowing what the fuck is going on. So
the man with a butt plug won't leave stage.
Okay. All right.
there was options there for people. Like this guy's got to go.
Had a butt plug in, and I was flossing. Like it would have got caught on the butt plug. So the butt plug was
or
not.
It would have vibrated a little extra from the floss.
Yeah, you might have activated it.
You were in Miami.
Now, I think for most men listening or even watching this on YouTube before we move to Netflix, right now it's free. But after a nice hot steamy shower, it is amazing, especially when you're at a hotel and those towels are no longer your business. Doing a nice floss of the ass cheeks. No, I mean
it's top 3 most disrespectful things you can do to a towel, especially when you're doing it to the ones that aren't yours. It means you're a piece of shit because you don't do it at home. You only do it when it's
at home.
Yeah, I do it at home too.
Oh, I do it at home.
Or what you're doing.
I do it at home too. I'm with Biz. I floss my cheeks and I feel clean. And I feel nice, and I'm ready to get my day going. So, Biz, I don't think
how much of that was going down on Boys Week at the Whitney household.
I've taught them. You floss that 5-hole right now, Wyatt. Okay, Dad.
That's why Whit only has brown towels at his house. If you have white ones and you're doing that,
green.
Oh no,
dark green.
Oh no,
exactly.
I don't even have laundry detergent in my house. I just do strictly bleach, just all bleach. Hey, I don't think we've ever brought this up with Billy G, but when I was playing in Pitt, he told us a story that he never did his own laundry, but when he started doing his own laundry, he was only washing it with fabric softener. He never knew to get the detergent, so he was never like killing the dirt in his clothes, but fuck, were they the softest clothes he ever had.
He felt good. He just smelled like shit. He smelled like your jacket after the Winter Classic striptease.
Oh,
but it was entertaining for a dud of a game. You always hope those games are close and go down to the wire. I kind of remember, obviously, the one I got to play in was legendary, but then even when Sturm scored in Boston that year, that was a great one. I don't remember the final score of Detroit-Toronto at the Big House, which came up a lot on my algorithm of people like, why is this down in Florida? Like, this is the Winter Classic with the snow and the outdoor stadium. The Panthers have won 2 cups in a row. It's like, those fans, I think, deserve to experience something different than what they usually get at their arena. 50 minutes from anywhere in the middle of nowhere with the fucking, what's that mall next to it? The worst spot in the world to ever. Sawgrass
Mills.
It's horrible. So give them an outdoor game, and they didn't show up. So maybe they're done getting them.
What do you mean they didn't show up?
The team, not the fans.
Oh,
that's great.
No, but okay, so that's where I was going to say with yes, I think everybody, when they think of the Winter Classic, they envision the first one. I mean, the first one couldn't have been more perfect. It looked like they were in a snow globe. ArmDog, who's still, by the way, the king of the Winter Classic. Congrats to our boy ArmDog, who will be maybe having stopped by later. But that's what they think of in their head. But I mean, let's rewind a few years ago when it was in Minnesota. Like, yeah, maybe on TV it looked a little bit cooler, which I'm not even going to agree with that. But the live viewing experience was probably miserable for a lot of the people that showed up. Like, you would literally crack a beer and it would be frozen in 5 seconds. Now, I get that that's like the authentic, true version of like a Winter Classic out in the cold, but that was an awesome live event that they threw.
Oh, yeah.
It was completely sold out. The cheapest ticket online was, I think, over $300. People might say like, oh, that's not a good thing. That tells you exactly where the market is in demand, where they did it in the perfect size MLB stadium. It was a 36,000 seat stadium. So it wasn't too big. It looked jam-packed. And credit to the Rangers fans, because they fucking traveled amazingly.
Yeah,
They always do.
They always do. And these people got to travel to an awesome destination like Florida. It was warm outside. They could go to the beach during the day. They got to get a good lather on as far as the alcohol. And then the temperature dropped down to 8 p.m. when they started the game. They were able to open up the roof and open up that sliding glass, no problem. And the visual of like the half beach, half snow, it was all incredible. It looked great on television too. So I think that was a home run. And I think that if you're thinking about Winter Classics and where that stood, they should be thinking about doing it in South Florida once every like 5 years, kind of like they rotate good locations for the Super Bowl. But even going back to last year in Chicago, it was freezing rain outside. How enjoyable was that for you guys sitting in the crowd?
Yeah, that's bad luck. Wrigley is a place that should be like every 4 or 5 years. I'll give you every 10 years down there.
But okay, so if you're going to be somebody who bitches about the viewing experience on television, as that compared to what it was in Chicago or Minnesota, okay. But for me, for these people who are actually paying to go view this experience, that was a 10 out of 10 home run as far as what time the game was, when they decided to throw it. It was on the second, not the first. So everybody, and it was on a Friday. It was packed and it looked awesome. In my opinion, it looked even better on television because people were actually enjoying themselves and not freezing their cocks off. So I thought 10 out of 10. The only thing that was a letdown was the game itself.
But people just want to complain. Like if you just turned on that TV and didn't know it was in Miami, you'd be like, this is unbelievable. But people think Miami, it's 80 degrees out. It was like 55, 60 degrees. It was perfect outdoor watching. Everyone I talked to in the stadium, I'm like, how many of these games that have you been to? One guy said he's been to 4 or 5 of them. I go, where do you rank this one? He said number 1 because he, like you said, Biz, he wasn't freezing his cock off. He could enjoy his day, didn't have to bundle up, and then he's sweat and leave and whatever. So I thought it was unreal, but people just want to bitch just because it's in Florida and it's not a traditional hockey.
Yeah, I'm a guy who bitches.
You're also seeing the
people,
response online. You're seeing the response online and you're saying, oh, okay, this is a somewhat decent portion of hockey fans online who are saying, oh, I want it this way and bitching. And that's fair. But I guarantee all those people who said that were watching maybe from home, because if you were there and you experienced that, and that's what the Winter Classic is. The NHL is throwing on a live event. So even from like a visuals and what it's providing, I think they went like straight up Miami Vice / Barbie / whatever it may be. And you guys are laughing. They had the fucking beach chair.
That was their intro. They were in like Ferraris and Lambos. Yeah.
And
I mean, Kachuk has the lits. I think most guys are chewing on the cigar. He's just smoking his. And he would have probably been smoking it had he been playing. Look at that.
People were also online being like, oh, like, do you think that Crosby, Lemieux, Beliveau would have ever done this? Like, boys, he
was playing outdoor before the outdoor classic.
And he was smoking before games.
No, they weren't. And maybe you would list them as classier individuals because they fit inside this bubble that you enjoy. But man, I think that's fucking hilarious. And the fact that those guys came out as Sally and Barkov's still got like a half torn ACL and he's fucking out there lifting the cup, dancing around on stage. Give me that all day long. And we can have chuckles. And what a great experience that was overall, regardless if you're hating or not.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Biz, you're a showman. You're a showman.
I lean towards outdoor game being ODR type atmosphere. That's where I'm at.
Well, I'll say this:
if the Panthers hadn't won the last 2 cups, it wouldn't have been down there. So
coming from the guy who has a refrigeration system underneath his outdoor ring.
That's true.
Well, yeah, but I don't have a cover over it. I don't have a cover, although I was considering doing that, but that really takes away from the sky and the beautiful stars.
I think a cool one also would be maybe a Field of Dreams style. The MLB did one to like mimic the movie that came out not I don't know 20, 30 years ago. I'm sure RA would know the exact date. But like I think that it would be cool. They kind of maybe did that in Lake Tahoe, but it didn't work out because of the sun.
Disaster.
So that's what I'm saying. Like as all things considered, we're listing off all these outdoor cool experiences. There have been some disasters when you're working in those types of elements. So, but going back to you, Yands, you got to spend the game on the glass and hanging out with an MLB guy, Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz Chisholm, which was
How about
actually
his bling.
Oh, dude, he's iced out. He's always iced out. Even when he's in the batter's box, he's iced out. But yeah, it was pretty cool because he used to play for Miami, the Marlins, and now he plays for the Yankees. So he kind of had that, both teams he'd play in the teams that were playing. So it was pretty cool. He knew nothing, like absolutely nothing about hockey.
Neither do we.
He couldn't believe how like the goalies catch the puck when guys are skating in front of them. It's from the Bahamas, he said, and obviously had never watched hockey growing up or anything, but he said it was unreal. He was getting a ton of love from the fans, whether it was New York fans, Yankees fans, or Florida fans and the Marlins fans. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I think we did the second period together or half of the second. So it was pretty cool. Got some good sound bites out of it. And yeah.
Did he liked hockey though? Like he's like, this is pretty sick.
Yeah. He was amazed by it. And, like you tell everybody, if you're going to go to your game, your first game, try to sit as close to the glass as you can. Like, he couldn't believe the size of the guys and the way that the guys move. Even the refs, he was like, oh my God, like, you know, the refs jump up on the boards. Someone did that in front of us, and he couldn't believe like the athleticism, the you know, the way guys are killing each other every shift. He was like, man, you guys get hit every single shift. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. But it was cool to do it with him, and you kind of just teaching him the game a little bit, and hopefully he becomes a bigger fan than he is.
Yeah.
People might have thought I actually wore this on behalf of Matt Rempe in his walkout. Holy shit. His
I love
nipples
how they
were
had him
popping.
go first too. They're like, you're leading.
How many
When did he shave his head?
DMs did he get post game, you think, when he opened up his phone?
9 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible outfit. I mean, I can't. Is he sponsored by New Balance? Like, I feel like that's got to be a plain white tank top as opposed to the NB on it. Like, it was maybe a little more official if it was just plain white.
If he does have a deal or got a deal as a result of that, genius marketing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And good job by his team.
Now, he's dressed like that walking into a game when the team has, you know, set uniforms or outfits they're going to wear. Like, I don't think there's another player in the NHL that would wear that outfit in the press box injured watching his team play. That is who you are representing right now. One of the craziest. That guy is unbelievable. Nylander, what a player. I know it's been a little tough stretch, but I just can't get down. This is
I got a
old
question
boomer
for
wit
you.
take. I can't get down sitting there
Okay.
in a tank top.
So
injured.
I said about, what was it? Maybe 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, that considering the way things were going, I personally would just go, let's go to the black suits.
Yeah.
Let's keep it simple here. Let's
You've been checking immediately what they're wearing into games lately. Because we were together the other night. You're like, what do they wear? What did they wear? What did they wear?
No,
You're really into this.
No, because Matthews got the hat trick, and I texted my buddy Josh and Jeff. I go, what did Matthews wear into the game tonight? Thinking maybe that he listens to the pod and he would have said, you know what? Maybe we should throw some black suits on and get down to business. Well, no.
Those three guys are smart.
No, he's got a Hermes scarf on. And at the end of the day, I'm going back on my morals, and I'm going to say I was flat out wrong. You have to be yourself.
If you flip flopping, no,
I am
flopping. Not
buddy,
you.
Pablo is back. I'm
Oh, yeah.
flip flopping. If you want to wear a Hermes scarf into the game and then put up a hattie and then go back to back multi-goal games for the first time in 2 years, and then break the Maple Leafs all-time goal scoring record to beat Matt Sundin in like 321 less games, I believe it was. I'll get to my notes later. And as far as Willie, you got to think he's probably listening to the podcast and say, oh yeah, you shove your black suit up your ass. I'm going to wear a fucking.
I think he's the last guy in the NHL that would listen to this show. He honestly strikes you.
I don't know, man.
One guy, if I had to guess, that wouldn't.
He
listen.
just started a YouTube channel. I think he's about. I think he's maybe dipping his toe in, and he probably heard my ridiculous take of how he should be not. He should put the chrome heart jeans in the closet, the 80K jeans for maybe a few weeks till we get this thing back on track. And he's saying, "Oh yeah, I'm not even playing tonight. I'm on the day-to-day." With my fucking titties out in the press box. Chew on this one, buddy. Ambassador
if
my
you're
ass.
Tree living, there has to be a side of you, like being the GM, that'd be like, what the fuck is this guy wearing?
He's saying I got
he
my
looks
captain.
like somebody's brother who just got out of prison and he got to come sit with them in the press box.
He's probably saying right now, I got a guy injured who's one of the greatest Maple Leafs at this point in the press box wearing a tank top. I got our captain, all-time leading goal scorer, wearing a Hermes scarf in. I got our ambassador wearing butt plugs at his birthday party. We're off the rails. So let's just go all in. We have to be ourselves.
You know what?
I don't give a fuck.
You know what Tree has to do? It's like one of my
buy a Birkin bag and fucking go to the next press conference with it.
Yeah,
And put
exactly.
It right on the table.
One of my friends down here, their kids are younger, so they were doing the whole 6-7 thing way too much. So the parents started doing it all the time, so the kids didn't think it was cool. Tree needs to show up in a tank top, Hermes,
cock ring,
chrome heart jeans, and a B plug.
What about Berube with some earrings in?
Oh my god, that
at
would
the
be
presser.
Incredible.
Fuck it. Go all in, buddy. Go all in.
All right.
Because you know what? You know what I commend? There couldn't be two more perfect Toronto Maple Leafs. You know why? Because they don't give
They
a
never
flying
won?
fuck. Shut the fuck up. No, not
Nice.
that.
1-0.
Not that. Hey, keep fucking laughing. Everybody who's watching it, oh, Matthews is done. He's slowing down. Oh, he doesn't look like him. I agree. He had a bit of a slow one. But there were points in time where Ovi, I believe in year 12 of his career, the year before he won his first Stanley Cup, when everybody was labeling him a loser, doesn't play defense. Austin Matthews plays way more defense. It does way more intangibles
For
and little
sure.
stuff than Ovi ever did before he
And
got
he's
all
ahead
that
of him.
fucking criticism. He's also scoring at a higher clip rate
Yep.
than
Got it.
Ovi was, on top of playing all that fucking defense. And everybody, and then when he had a little bit of an off year, trying to get maybe adjusted to the fact that he doesn't have the guy he's been playing with his entire career, a guy who's assisted on his most goals throughout his career, Mitch Marner. He has a little bit of a slow start, and here we are. Now he's back, 20 goals on the season, 6 in his last 4 games, back-to-back multiple goal games. So if you want to dive deeper into how unbelievable this guy is, we can do it right now. But I think we should probably save
I
it
think
for a
you
little
got
bit
it.
later, because we have Olympic rosters to talk about.
Yep.
We got World Juniors in Hockey Canada on high alert to finally fucking win a medal. They got to win a medal, or this will be the 3rd year in a row they don't medal at the World Juniors, which hasn't happened since 79, 80, and 81.
I can't believe that's ever happened.
Yeah,
Actually.
same.
Because when I was growing up, just Canada just won and won. And then at one point when I was in the NHL, I think they won 5 or 6 in a row. So we'll actually get into that. We're going to talk rosters. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's go into Canada first, okay? Which I believe you mentioned.
We should have probably mentioned that we did interview another GOAT.
Oh,
while we were
wanna
there.
bring that
We
up.
are going to get to Team Canada, but
okay.
we sat down with Tom Brady, guys.
We sat down with Tom Brady. It was a great time. I think it was about 50 minutes. And of course, Dave Portnoy. He's got to announce his presence with authority, Dave Portnoy. Now, the day before we interviewed Tom Brady, the GOAT, the news came out that this handsome young man was seen dancing and canoodling with one Alex Earl, I believe her name is, Biz.
Yeah, she's
you
like
know,
the biggest it girl on the planet. You
yeah,
could say
pretty
right
young
now.
thing.
Yeah.
You know, she's the it girl. And Tom Brady, who's I think approaching 50, but looks, I'd say 35.
Better than all
He
three of
was
us.
hanging out with her in St. Bart's. That's where rich people go. Keith, you ever been?
Yeah, I got a house there.
Makes sense. I'd never been. Biz would never be allowed to go.
I would never be allowed on that.
I
island.
will never be there. The news breaks that they're hanging out, and I'm like, oh my God, we're interviewing tomorrow. Now, we are told one thing prior to this interview. Do not ask about Alex Earl. Now, in Dave Portnoy's world, his fucked up, demented, insane world that he's built, that is basically like, okay, well, now I'm definitely going to ask about that.
Like, that's his lead question.
That, and I'm not doubting
That interview would have lasted 30 seconds.
I'm not doubting the
And
fact
one
that
person would
And he
He
went to
brought
jail
it up.
for him.
He would have brought it up the minute the person told him not to bring it up. I don't know what you want me to say. That's not our game. That's not our bag.
It's not my game.
The guy literally would have walked out. And Dave will say, no, he wouldn't have walked out. Maybe that's true. I'm just kind of a guy that lives by, if you're lucky enough to get a very famous guest, considered one of the greatest athletes to ever live, I'm just going to go by whatever his manager tells me not to ask. I'm probably not going to ask it. Like, we got fucking Dave Walter Cronkite Portnoy over here asking the hard-hitting questions. Dude, I don't care. I wanted to talk about your football career. Okay? And Biz, you said it too. We can't ask him. They tell us not to ask him. We can't ask him. What's the point in that?
At the end of
We
the
should
day,
have Dave on here.
we're company men and he's a company owner. So we're
Yeah.
used to
There
we,
you go.
we follow
Well,
we follow directions. He breaks the rules.
But I want if fans are sitting there saying, like, you pussies,
Or
like,
yes men.
Fuck
I-
you,
you
dude.
say if it was you would have said you would have asked the question. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't
Buddy,
think
I'm
you-
about to interview what's considered the greatest football player of all time. Like, I would never ask Wayne about what he's got going on in his personal like that. I want to learn about his greatness and how he got so good. And another thing too is, like, I don't know football that well, right? Like, I'm a little naive to what like Tom Brady's done, and even like before he got to the NFL. Like, I know he went to Michigan. I didn't know how many times he was looked over at Michigan. and how he wasn't the starter. And after having a good third year, he wasn't even named starter in his senior year. So there was a lot of things that I picked up in that interview, and I learned about Tom Brady that probably Dave, along with you guys, might have known even going in, but I didn't. So just to hear
And
about,
you know it, girls. So it's not like you needed to ask about that.
yeah, but like, where does it even go from there? Like, I just, once again, like, could you imagine being of that level of fame where he probably went in that situation being like, you know what? I'm gonna go to St. Bart's with other people who probably just want to get away from their crazy realities, and the phones get put away, and nobody's gonna know my business. And the next thing you know, it's the most talked about thing going on in the world in the next 48 hours till the next news cycle. But until the United States invades Venezuela, you know, like that's the only thing that took the focus off of that. We had to invade another country and take their fucking president away for that to go away. So like, that's got to be so fucking annoying that his personal life is talked about the way that it's talked about. And it's brutal. And I don't need to go down that avenue with him.
Dave's probably one of those guys too that, like, when he does an interview, nothing's offside for him, right? Like, he probably doesn't have anyone say, don't talk about this, don't talk about that.
No,
right?
what if you say don't ask it? I'm pretty sure that to him is like, I'm asking it. It's,
Yeah.
hey, like, look at what he's built.
Hey, do you think
I don't have that in me?
Do you think
I'm not that
That's
guy,
why we
pal.
work for him and we don't have our own company.
So Dave carries his balls around in a wheelbarrow compared to like the balls that I would have to even consider bringing that up. But I will throw this back at you guys and then even ask Dave himself. When he got to sit down with President Trump, did he ask any hard-hitting questions to him, or was he throwing softballs to him? Like,
I think he was gargling his balls the whole time. I think he's like,
Okay.
your tan looks great. I love your suit. I think he said, my dad hates your guts. Let's FaceTime him. That was pretty funny.
okay. So that's not okay. So maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong because I didn't watch that full thing either, right? So
I can't remember it.
We definitely know he would have asked Tom that, but that's
Yeah,
once again,
he would have.
I'm a fourth line grinder, buddy. He's a first line center. He can play his game and make that cross ice pass through the middle. I'm just gonna go north.
He's an Olympian. We're glass and outers.
Yeah,
Awesome. Now
we're gargoyles. We're gargoyles.
Hey, by the way, our goalie got in a goalie scrap the other
I
night.
saw that might switch around the whole season.
I hope
That might
so.
get the boys going. That might get the boys going.
But those of you probably wondering when the Tom Brady interview is coming out, it's going to be coming out on Netflix when we drop
Dave
that in
lets
the
us.
United States. So I'm sure some people are now
Dave's
fuck
gassing
doing
that interview.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he said you can't show it.
So
You
our
pussy
boss
did
hates
that.
us. 15 to 20% of our fan base who thinks we sold out to Netflix hates us. Our
Hey, but
heads are
Tom
falling
likes us.
off.
But Tom likes us.
But hey,
Tom likes us. What
No
did
bull,
he
baby.
say? What
No
was
bull.
the text chain?
It was very funny. Called us yes men or something.
No, he said, if
Which
you don't
we
ask
are.
Brady about Alex Earls, you guys are pussies. Biz responded, I'm a pussy. He goes, such pussies.
you are what you
He
eat.
said his team said we can't. Biz said he had his old line with him. And then he just goes, you are such yes men. Number one story in the world right now. He falls into your lap, and you three are holding each other's dick, listening to talk about the TB12 method.
And
So
I didn't even realize afterward I had to go film some stuff with Noble with him, like to the degree that we got to play tummy sticks. Like we were chumming it up. The camaraderie that grew between me and Tom, I would say that even though Portnoy went to jail for him, I think that Tom likes me better than he does Dave Portnoy.
well, we were told after that. I'm pretty sure we were told, gee, you could correct me if I'm wrong, that he's down to do a
He
golf.
wants to do a 9-hole sandbagger with the boys.
So he ain't doing that with Dave and his busted ass shoulder.
It's Biz
I would actually like to ask Big Cat and PFT, the biggest podcast.
It's me and
Like
the
if
Duke.
they had
versus
him
you
on
two
and
Tom.
they were told, don't ask this, would they have asked it? I don't think they would have if they were told not to. But who knows? They might have been able to like ask it in a different way that maybe he didn't even realize that they were asking.
Yeah, PFT would have been like, hey, we're not supposed to ask you about Alex Earl, but how's Alex Earl?
No, I don't picture that out of them.
Can we pull the video up of after we finished the interview? I think he gave us 56 minutes. he looked at Dale Morningstar, aka Memes, Chiclets Memes, and he's like, what's up with this dude? And so
What is that?
I mean, the story for Memes, like this just keeps growing and growing. Like the legend grows. So if we could pull that video up, if we got it.
Every interview we do of somebody that like doesn't know us or the brand, they're like, what is that thing over there? And then Dale's just like behind the corner with like his NASCAR jacket. Like, me?
You see people
I'm
talking.
Meansy.
People are like doing the interview and they just look over and they're like looking at him like, what the fuck is that? And then they ask at the end.
Well, it's like Alex Earl's the it girl. He's the it guy right now.
100%.
People just
That's
stop
who
dead
should have
in
been
their
hanging
tracks.
out with St. Bart's together.
He took the picture.
I cannot wait to see what Memes cooks up with Alex Earl and him and St. Bart's.
Oh, it'll be amazing.
This is gonna be good. Hey, and we got to shout out Noble for setting it all up. So that was huge. Tom's heavily involved with them. So yeah, can't thank him enough for his time, and can't wait till we got him, Wayne, and who would be the third on their team? Imagine
Duke.
I don't think, although I love the Duke, I don't know if they're gonna sign off on playing.
I thought you said Luke, and I'm like, Luke who? Oh, Luke Hughes? Oh, wait. Yeah, he's getting booed out of Jersey. We'll get into that one.
Here's the Memes video.
Right there. Where's that coming from?
London, Ontario.
Where's that coming from?
London.
Send us like memes of our podcast joking around, so we eventually just hired him. He's a Chiclets meme.
He's a NASCAR driver.
How sick.
They might get hired by Brady. Memes is going to leave us.
Hey, so man, Dale got the shutout London, Ontario. Dale Morningstar has to be the coolest guy in London, Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
Ahead of Drew Doughty, Corey Perry, Brendan Prust.
Well, Dale Hunter can't go back there.
I want to save World Juniors because as much shit as I want to talk, we got bounced even earlier than you guys. But I want to talk Olympics rosters. We haven't talked Biz. I know you were on with Game Notes Live when I believe Canada's team got named.
Yeah.
So some people have gotten your breakdown. Let's throw it up right now. I think I lead the way or am stating the obvious in that I think that no player in the Olympics has a bigger complaint in getting fucked than Sam Bennett. That might be in the history of best on best. Maybe Crosby in 06 and Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett not making this team after the fight against Brady Tkachuk, the 2 Stanley Cups, the Conn Smythe, his play in the last like 30, 25 games, reaching another level.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I know Tom Wilson comes in, so I think that's what it was. Wilson over Bennett. Why can't you take both of them? Why does that guy get fucked over by Team Canada after what he's done the past few years in the NHL and last year's 4 Nations? I can't believe it, really.
As an American, I'm glad he's not on the team.
Yeah.
As a friend of his, I wish he was on the team. I still think that he will be on that team and he will be going to Milan. But it is crazy to me, even if he hasn't had the best start of the year, he's missing the guys that he usually plays with. Like there's some variables out there that isn't why he's playing his best, right? So I think it's crazy. I mean, obviously, I would probably take out Cirelli if that was the case. I think Coop being his coach obviously adds a little more weight, but Benny would be my guy. Like that's a guy he can play on your first line, he can play on your fourth line.
Yeah,
doesn't need to PK, doesn't need to play on the power play. He's just going to go out there, put his work boots on, and go to work. So I don't understand that. When he scored like the game tying goal last year too, right, in the 4 Nations.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did. Like he's an absolute stud. He brought it in the finals. He brought it in the finals the year before that. Like just a guy you want to go to war with. But like I said, as an American, I would be so happy if I was on that team that he's not on there.
Yeah, I guess that's the biggest head scratcher. And it happened in real time. And I guess there was always a possibility that maybe he wouldn't have made it. The only thing that you can possibly use against him is like not as an electric of a start as far as numbers, but he's also had the responsibility of taking over a stronger role than maybe he's used to with Barkov being out, like being put in more situations where it's just like, you know, it's harder. It's harder to produce when you're
also going to smash his career high in points this year.
Buddy, I get it. And that's why people were saying like, oh, it's crazy to give this guy this money. He's never reached over 60 points, I believe, or a certain threshold in his career, blah, blah, blah. But you you look over the last 2-year stretch of time, 2 Stanley Cups, Conn Smythe, helped
10
win
murders.
10 murders, Hannibal Lecter, 4 Nations, and what he contributed at 4 Nations, and how he's like essentially acclimated into that group where, man, he's familiar with those guys. He just won with them last year, and he's fucking boys with Marchand. I feel like it's easier to slide him in than, for instance, the 2 guys who probably got added as a result, Suzuki and Horvat. Now, saying that they don't deserve it or anything, no. They've been incredible, and they're incredible players, and I have so much respect for how they play 200 feet. Both, I know Horvat's over 20 goals. I don't know if Suzuki's hit that mark yet, but like getting it done all over and everywhere on the ice. But once again, like you guys just said, I think on a bottom 6 role, and probably where most of those guys will end up, I like Sam Bennett in that role better, because he can adapt to that, and he's played that. He played it in Calgary before they gave him an opportunity, and that's why he ended up getting shipped off. So he can bounce so much more out of your lineup, and it kind of goes back to my rant about World Juniors. Like, part of what I think that makes Canada special is that element of fear that we possess.
Made. Yeah,
what do you mean?
Yeah, made. Not anymore.
Oh, what do you?
I would
Past
say
tense.
that's at the World Junior level. Best on best, you're the king. The World Junior level, it's made.
Thank you for your correction. Thanks for fucking stepping in and correcting me there. Really, really appreciate that. And we'll get to that later. But that's probably the biggest letdown. But I agree with Yands in a sense that I think that with all the injuries that are now happening, all this hockey playing every other night, that he will find his way on that team. And it can also spin off into the conversation that, Cirelli also makes it, and maybe people thought that he was the guy that should have been off the team, where Coop is, as a head coach, is so comfortable. And I actually respect that move more so maybe than the Fox move, because at least he's won with that guy. Like, he's won 2 Stanley Cups with him. He won 4 Nations with him. Like, if he has that much trust as a coach where he's like, I'm going to throw that guy over the boards in those situations where I know he's going to have success, Cirelli should be on the team. It's Horvat or Suzuki who should be on, because, well, they've never won anything, and Cirelli has, and he's been relied on by the head coach, who's like the fucking Phil Jackson of our time as a head coach, him or Maurice, and he wants to put him on the ice. So I think that Cirelli should be there ahead of Horvat and Suzuki, but I also think Bennett should for sure be there instead of Horvat and or Suzuki. And once again, no disrespect for those 2 guys, but when the chips are on the table, Sam Bennett has done it, just like Cirelli has.
Yeah, and I thought he'd make the team solely on the fact that the last game before Olympic break just so happens to be Tampa, Florida.
Cirelli ain't playing.
He may kill. There may be Lightning leaving on stretchers in the first and the second, early in the third. If he's not on the team by then, he may be like, okay, well, I'm just going to try to kill everyone. He pretty much tries to do that anyways. But this is against a team that has a bunch of guys that will be representing Canada when he believes, and rightfully so, that he should be there.
I think the other biggest question mark for Canada is Point, because Point, for probably half of the amount of time this year in games with Tampa, has not looked like himself. We talked about it. We just heard rumblings that he was dealing with something personal. Like, I don't know exactly to the depths of what it is, but that's another guy where I'm like, I feel like he has way too much big game experience, where I don't really care how his first half of the year went. He's a foxhole guy.
Point was, I know it was like a struggle a little bit. That's a guy that I don't think even any Canadian fans are like, no, not this year. No, everyone's like, Braden Point. He's done enough. That good.
Even Hagel. Hagel, I'd rather Bennett than Hagel.
Buddy, Hagel's a
fucking
dog.
awesome.
He's dog on a bone. Dog on a bone. I want them both.
Biz, you called Horvat about 3 weeks ago. I thought you were crazy. I feel like that's you knowing something. You're very in the know with a lot of people around the league. But
buddy,
you called
I don't dig. I went on a podcast the other day, and they were Lazarus. That show was Morning Cup of Joe or something. Is that how you call it?
Cup of coffee. Cup of
coffee. And people are like, oh yeah, he's fucking just a puppet for Tocchet. And you think I fucking talk to these guys? You think I've reached out to Tocchet to talk about Michkov?
No.
I'm not even calling Tocchet anymore now that he's a head coach, because I know how much stress. So I don't dig for this type of information. That's just like, that's just
not our job.
And from watching Islander hockey, because we had him on the broadcast a few times, like, he's got over 20 goals. But sometimes he's the first guy in on the forecheck, and he's the first guy back checking, breaking up a backdoor play. So I just have a lot of respect for the way that he plays 200 feet. And I think that played into a factor as to how he made his way on the team. And I heard he's just such a likable guy. The guys love him behind the scenes, and they probably regret big time moving him as a Canucks fan.
So anyone who makes their country's team for best on best back in the Olympics, to then see injuries, it really sucks. That's how I got on the 2010 team. Paul Martin broke his arm, I believe, in Jersey. And I remember being so excited. I still felt brutal. Paul Martin's an awesome guy who's a great player. But I think it hit me even harder with Tom Wilson, seeing him go down, and it didn't look great. I hope he's all right, but the knee, he kind of landed on his right knee in an awkward way. But that video where he got the call from Don Sweeney, he's got his baby son sitting there, and you could tell he's just so happy. Now, a lot of those calls have been going around in the videos of them, but for him, talk about like developing as a player through the course of your career in the NHL, from just running people over in suspension left and right to a legit offensive weapon while keeping your physical game, while making it like a little better in terms of player safety department. He really deserved that, and I hope he's able to play. I don't know if they've said anything about his injury, but that sucked. And then Devon Taves, he goes down. That didn't look good either. And his case was kind of weird because right after he got named, he's like, yeah, well, I'm not going to be going if my son hasn't, or my daughter hasn't been born yet. I believe his wife's pregnant. He's like, oh, they never asked me about it. I never talked to Hockey Canada about it. I'm assuming they were like, oh, fuck. But it leads me to my next point. In watching that game the other night, Matthew Schaefer's first game for Hockey Night in Canada, and the show he put on and what he's done this year, I said, I can't believe he didn't make the team. Like, you could take Harley. Sanheim's a great player. Harley probably.
I think Doughty got his spot. That's what I think.
You think Doughty got it before Harley?
No, it would have been Sanheim or Harley.
Sanheim's been good this year, though. Philly's sitting in the playoffs.
I think that Sanheim might end up playing a bigger role than Doughty at these Olympics. I think Doughty is a safety valve in a sense of. Maybe I'm completely off. I didn't
everything that he.
I didn't think that Doughty would start in the lineup. If they do, like I'd be like, oh, okay, that's fine. But Doughty to me is like, if you have a guy go down and you need him in a semis or a big game, big moment situation, you just some guys, they have it in them where like he's going to be farting showing up late for the game, and it's not going to phase him. Right, he could be farting during the coach's speech, and like he could be doing the floss on his asshole coming out of the shower, maybe even late for the meeting.
Yeah.
And he's going to be able to slide in and play 18. You won't notice him, and he might even make a few dazzling plays. So, and I don't think that Schaefer can't provide that. I just think when you're Drew Doughty and you've done what you've done for Hockey Canada and you have the pedigree, you kind of there's a seniority thing, but. I would say that outside of Sam Bennett, I think that most Canadians are praying that he ends up finding his way onto this team in whatever shape or form.
Yes, and let's bring in right now a man who won gold at the World Championships for Canada. A man who probably has some thoughts on what's going on with the World Junior team in Canada, but our very own game notes extraordinaire, ArmDog,
King of the Winter Classic.
Still got it, boys.
Yeah, you just cracked that bottle open. Every winter game, every winter classic, right when that time passes by. What is it, 19 seconds?
21.
21, no.
I don't know. Maybe the clock was frozen, the little button would have been 19 winner. You know that. I love what Wayne said on TNT. He's like the what is it, the Florida Dolphins team, whatever year that was, they went undefeated. Like every year they just sit there and pop it and smoke a cigar. Wayno said that other thing. I'm like, that's so sick.
I hate
they ended up going on to win the Super Bowl too. They had a fully perfect season.
Yeah,
I think the regular season was like 13 games or something, 14 games, but they won it. Yeah, they won it. I hated those guys.
Where were you celebrating?
I was in the living room, in the kitchen with the family, just hanging around, watching. I'll tell you what, though, Biz. Fuck, buddy. You buckled my entire family with the dancing with the cheerleaders we're watching. Then you're getting the badunkadunk. You're shaking it. The camera zooms in. And then I see you go for the zipper. And I go, oh shit, he's gonna floss. He's gonna floss. And my wife's like, how'd you know that? I'm like, remember that one night we worked TNT? Like we worked 2 nights in a row, but it was like from 12 to like 1 a.m. both nights. And we did like a big disco celebration. All our braids were fried. And you did this unreal dance.
Oh, that's right.
You took off your coat and you started flossing. That's like your move.
That's my finisher.
That's
my finisher.
The floss though, when you got it going. The look on your face staring into the camera. The camera guy was perfect too. He like backed away and then zoomed in kind of on you. My son, like Cruiser, buckling, crying, laughing. The girls crying, laughing. Just absolute electric show. So yeah, that's what I was doing that night. Just watching the game. 21 seconds, still got it.
How was the
unreal.
game as a visual, Army?
I thought it looked okay.
I think Army, they're telling you to do your
roof.
quick time right now before.
I got it. I got it. It's gone.
Oh
No, I never did mine. I never did mine.
That's what you said. Oh, sorry, Whitty.
Yeah.
Waiting here for you guys
I
talking
fucked
about
up.
Canada. I was coming on. You guys talked about Canada already. There's nothing to talk about.
No,
I did.
No. I wanted to hear your
you.
point about Schaefer
All
or
of it.
Bennett and maybe anyone else that you're like, I don't necessarily agree with that.
You know what maybe hurt Bennett a bit? And I don't know, Yands, you could maybe tell me. Does he kill a lot of penalties in Florida?
He has this year because Matthew and Barkey are out, and I don't think their PK is that great, but he's not really a PKer by nature.
Yeah, so maybe that is kind of what hurt him a bit. I found it interesting, the guys that were left off, and then the guys that were snubbed, right? There's a snubbed guys as well. You know, you look down the list of like production and guys that put in good years, and like you have to for Bennett, for me, is everything you guys said about him. Like you have to consider him just because of what he is, like the beast that he is. And yes, you're right, Yands. He did tie the game in the gold medal game at Four Nations, 2-2, sick little tuck, short side cheddar. But like he's a guy that's there when it has to be. Like he's look at him last 2 years, like his production and the amount of games he played, and it's not that much. He had great production, 20+ goal seasons, and in the playoffs, so he's a monster. He's a monster. Like he gets it done. Plus, he had like 100 PIMs 2 years ago when they won. Then he had like 90, whatever. Like he's just a beast.
Throwback, yeah.
Dude,
He's like a Rick Tocchet.
I literally say about him, he rabbit punched the sneakiest, most incredible knockout rabbit punch to Marchand, and then stood there talking to you guys, dead face. Like, I didn't mean to do that. That's what I'm like. All right,
I don't know what you're talking about.
This
Your
guy's
Honor.
built different. I don't know what you're talking about. And there wasn't even an ounce of like
but that was
facial expression.
That was the year that the Bruins broke the record, right?
Yeah, they went to the finals.
The year that he knocked them out. So it's like the guy will do anything it takes to win. Like, you know, if you're going to beat a team that just broke the record for most wins, you got to knock out their best.
Canada
player.
needs some
That was
Hannibal
the next
Lecters.
year, wasn't it?
And hey,
I think
Was
that
it
was
not
the
that
next
same year?
year.
Hey, let me ask you this though, like Tom Wilson, like hope he's okay. Like to your point, what a player. I mean, it's Tom Wilson's team in Washington. Like this guy's scoring at a rapid pace. I hope he's okay. That guy is Shrek on skates. Like his shoulders, his shoulder. He's a football player, and he's an animal, and he's a weapon. He's a beast. He's learned how to contain the animal as well, and still produce in different ways in and around the net, like doing hard stuff. And he's excelled at that. And so if you're going to leave Bennett off, like the next best thing in regards to that kind of player is Tom Wilson. Now, they had a cheat code with him. They got to use him at Four Nations to John Cooper and see where he fits in, what he can do, how he does this. Then you try to identify during the year. And I know Tom Wilson was close to last year making that Four Nations team. And I know that they regretted not taking him after those fights and stuff. Can you imagine Tom Wilson involved in that? It would have been, that's another animal. So I think looking at the year that Tom Wilson has put together, and I think looking at his body of work, and then the fact that they wanted him last year too, and they're like, maybe not. Who are you gonna replace with it? It's like Bennett's kind of like the same kind of guy in a sense.
Why can't you have Bennett and Wilson? Imagine them.
No,
on your
you can't.
line.
I think he's just saying he essentially, like, if they're looking at roles that need to be played, like there's a way deeper discussion, and he's saying we think that he's a better version of Bennett, maybe right in this moment, I guess, and how he's maybe able to produce a little bit more. Maybe they want more net front. I don't know. I don't know what the
complimentary like winger for a line and up and down, be able to kill
faster,
penalties.
maybe.
Yeah,
it's just weird to me that US, which we'll get into, like they made like a couple, they didn't make any changes, excuse me. And Canada did make changes. It was like, oh, and maybe that's good. Maybe as a fan, you're like, yeah, we're not resting on winning. We think we could be even better. Where the U.S. lost, and they looked at it like, well, we were so close. Like, we could do it with this group. So, by the way, the shift Wilson had last week, he murdered that Noah Laba. What's his name on the Rangers?
That guy like always has a full cage on. This Laba kid.
He murdered him
one
and then
guy-
went down and scored his 20th goal. It's like, okay, there you go.
One
Tom
guy,
Wilson.
it's his 5th year in the league. It's like, I've never seen this guy's face before.
Yeah.
The fuck is going on?
He's like that goalie. That
Still thinks he's in college.
Yeah.
He's like a goalie that keeps getting hit in the face in that one comedy video. Scott, whatever his name is, it's hilarious. But we interviewed Doug Armstrong the day that it came out. I was working up at Sportsnet, and I've heard some other interviews. But if a player goes down, they're not going to replace an apple with an orange. They're going to replace a player of that ilk with a player of that caliber of player. So, I
If
think,
it was a haggle to go down, you might see them add Jarvis all of a sudden.
yeah, like I think that's a perfect, exact little like pit bull kind of energy beast that is the same kind of player. So
Army,
I don't know, like how do you pick with these guys? I know those guys are
Hard
disappointed,
job.
but it's Austin Matthews is calling you.
No. It's
Judd.
Judd.
Oh, Juddy.
Let me answer quickly.
Yeah, let's see what
He's
Juddy
watching.
says.
Hey, Judd, we're live on the podcast.
He knows.
I can't talk to you right now, but whatever you need to talk about, say hi to the boys.
Look at that guy. Face of the league right there, boys.
The NHL runs through this guy's cell phone, folks.
He's got something to say. Let him say it.
Well, look, Happy New Year, everybody. Just returning the call, Biz. Call me when you're done rapping. Hopefully I'll talk to all you sickos soon.
Do you like my paying homage to Austin Matthews scarf?
I respect it. I do like it. You look good.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Hey, I love this guy.
I love
I love
I
this
love
guy.
you.
He's like, look who's calling me. I don't dig. He's like, I'll just return your call.
He's like, hey, tell me what you need to tell me in 10 minutes.
Now, I felt bad for Bedard.
Yeah,
I get it. I was actually kind of surprised that Army in his press conference, he made it pretty clear that the injury wasn't the reason. Because I think he said, like, yeah, it wasn't really the injury necessarily because we could have, named him to the team. And if he couldn't have played, then we replace him. So he was pretty open and honest that it's not his time yet. I think in 2030, you see Connor Bedard playing on a top 6 role on Team Canada. I'm sorry, 2028 or 2030. Wake up. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's just kind of Blackhawks fans, which I don't really dislike. They were pissed off. They want to see their guy, playing with the best in the world. But his time's coming. His time.
Yeah.
The injury didn't help, but it was just more about McKinnon, McDavid, Crosby, and you got to say Celebrini. He's above him right now. I think he's more physical. I think he's better overall defensively, and he's better offensively. So Celebrini has come into this thing where it was like, do you think he has a chance of making the team? And all of a sudden, it's like he's penciled in the top 6 role.
Yeah, like he could be just as effective as like McDavid and Crosby out there.
And
That's how much he's dominating.
And all those big dogs want to play with him. So
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
going into this tournament as one of the youngest guys saying, who wants to play with me?
yeah. I mean, he's Crosby 2.0. Biz, you said that.
I think it would have been cool though to be able for Bedard and Schaefer and Army. We'll get to your Schaefer opinion after this.
Yeah.
To get them that experience and just to see, because like I assume this isn't Crosby's last Olympics, but if it is, like you kind of want that torch to be able to be passed off to as many guys as possible. And I think that Bedard and Schaefer, just as much as Suzuki and Horvat, deserved it. Like I just knew that Bedard at a certain point, I'm like, oh, maybe there's hope. But then when you really thought about it, it's like, man, there's just like how many who are you going to leave off for him?
There's 50 guys that could make that team.
Their second team, somebody tweeted out, would be in the hunt.
Oh yeah,
Like it's ridiculous. It's like
I gotta
bravo to
give
you, Canada.
Bedard though. I gotta give him a ton of credit because he is he's a horse this year. Like just watching him, like I didn't think, and all the criticism he's taken, like I give him a ton of credit for like his mindset, his approach, like the way he's delivered on this style of game. Like he is far and away, like I think his coach said, like this guy plays winning hockey, and if you want a winner, like you get this guy. And that's all he knows, right? Since he's come in there to coach his team, and he's had like this new Bedard that's just an absolute beast. Like, he's not shying away from contact. He's going into it. There's been several examples through games where they, I think Biz, you've done a couple highlight packs on him cross-checking guys and being in the mix. Like
Parenko.
He's just involved. Like, he is just involved. Then you stack his skill on top of that. And so, okay, maybe his resume now, because of that, like, it's just, it's blossomed this year for whatever the circumstances may be, his age, comfort level, whatever. But like, his resume to that regard isn't as long in the pro game. But man, you put that kid in a Team Canada jersey.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Unbelievable for Canada.
I would say between the end of last year to now, the narrative probably went to like, sign him to a 5-year bridge, even if you're a hardcore Hawks fan, regardless of the points. And especially if you're a hockey fan like us, you'd say 5-year bridge. Let's see if he's really like a foundational piece that you can build around. Like, yeah, the points are there, but there's a lot of things about his game. I don't know if he could wear the C and lead a team to victory. To now where it's like, give him fucking 8 years and build around him. This guy is the generational talent that we thought he was coming in.
Yeah.
I know the points were there. I know he won the Calder Trophy, but the narrative at the end of last season was not give this guy whatever he wants in 8 years and we can build around him. Am I crazy?
Oh, which was cool too, that what he's done, because it was the first time in that kid's life that he had criticism. Right?
Yeah.
When had he ever had any criticism about hockey?
And
so
now
that's
the first
something
time he's been cut. The first time
Yeah,
he's probably
that's
ever been cut. Like,
but that's something where it's like that's hard for anyone, and all of a sudden, like, you're just getting all this stuff coming at you that's never ever been said about you, and he could have handled it a lot of different ways. So good for him. In terms of Schaefer Army, I tweeted, and it's ironic that or it was Biz maybe saying like it was Doughty took his spot. It's ironic that Doughty was the guy in 2010. It was the exact same thing. It was the same. Now, granted, that was Doughty's second year. This is his first year. Maybe that plays something to do with it. But I was like, this is going to be the same thing where he's like, wow, nobody saw him on the team. He's on the team. And by the end, he's playing like 23 minutes in the gold medal game.
yeah. And I mean, he could. Like, he could. Like,
Yeah.
he's been that good. I worked a game between the benches in Long Island. They were playing against Vegas, and I like watched him up close. And I was down there like, okay, I got to watch this 18-year-old kid, by the way. And I'll be like the dad, like a young 18. They love saying that. But
but to put it in perspective, Army, he's what, like a month older than Gavin McKenna? And people are,
Yeah.
right? So that's
like
when you
2
say
months
young.
older. Yeah.
I think he was
2
a
months
couple
older.
days from being
Flipping to the
this
next
year's
draft.
draft.
Yeah.
He barely
how
made
young
the
he is.
draft cutoff.
So very young. Yes. But I was expecting him to be like a young, like offensive, like highlight reel player in this game against Vegas. And I was like shocked and surprised at like the maturity of his game, of like, he didn't just go run and gun. He's very smart and crafty and picking it for a young kid that has like a certain set of skills that, you see these kids now, they're like, oh, I'm going to go now. Like, this is all I know. This is how I do it. No, he was restrained and smart and reliable. And so I was kind of blown. I was like pretty impressed with how like he managed his game correctly through a game. And I was hoping to see like these pop out moments, and he played a more mature game that game where, we see the highlight reels, which is great. So he has that in him. So like on D, they run back the D for Canada too. They run back every single guy the same. And I got to imagine that's just like pairings. That's how it's going to shake out for them. They're comfortable with their guys, the size, circumstances, penalty killing, power play, the guys that they have. And I think they just like that. I just don't think there was like a spot where they're like, oh yeah, we got to get this guy in here. Because I think if you have like a Harley, for example, who popped last year at Four Nations, I don't know if he's having a great of a year this year.
He came in late too.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he's
he
been
came in
injured.
late, but he scored in that final game as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, a good player, but they know like that kind of player they can put in if a guy goes down, he can still do like the job. He's not like, I think they maybe look at Schaefer as maybe more of a one-trick pony kind of guy just because he's flash and dash a bit. But I was saying, like, I was impressed with like how mature his game looked when I watched him up close like that.
So if one defenseman goes down, do you think no matter who it is, that's
Has to be.
Schaefer? What about
Well, like
Chychrun?
who's in there? Chychrun?
I would
I'd
say
take
Chychrun would be the other guy, but you would put probably Schaefer ahead of him. But once again, like
they have three left. They have three righties, I think, and then they have like 5 lefties.
Right. So that plays a big factor sometimes too, right? Like as to like you might be like, fuck, I thought it was going to be this guy, but they needed whatever hand and
I think they have more lefties than anything.
Any other comments about Canada?
Goalies? What about the goalies?
Yeah,
boys?
we haven't touched on
I have
that.
a scoop on goalies. I think
Binnington looked sick the other night. Had a shutout.
Want to hear my mind game proposal?
Who do you think gets the start, Army?
This is what I think. Binnington, psycho, right? Like feeds off of
drama. Like he needs the big
needs
game.
Like someone to hate him or doubt him. He needs like the Michael Jordan shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you come into the tournament and you're like, hey, Thompson.
That's what I said.
You're starting.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. He's been the better goaltender.
Been a better goalie.
You know, fine. But do that to Binnington and get him all squirrely. And he's
leave him in the
room
cage.
and he's like putting lipstick on and crossing Thompson's name off a list like fucking Billy Madison.
100%. 100%.
And then if there's a little shaky quaky, you put the little guy in there and he just goes crazy.
Unleash the fury. Yeah.
Okay, Army.
Yeah.
I like that.
He's a mind game guy.
I thought he'd get the start no matter what. And then, all right.
Probably will.
I would have said the same thing as Army because you don't want him burning his adrenaline too quickly. You want it building up. And then at a certain point, you unlock the cage and unleash the beast and fucking we go
like stabs a ref or something.
No, he's going snowman mode.
Snowman mode. Absolutely.
All right, Army. Before we let you go, we're going to bring on Merles. We got Team Finland picked as well. I know you have a couple thoughts on that. I don't know. The Barkov injury sucks, right? Like, that's the biggest kick in the dick for this entire country. Anything you see, anything you want to bring up, any people that you thought got screwed?
Another guy that's out right now is Laine. And you know, he had core muscle surgery or whatever, hasn't played since the start of the year, like October or something, but like he's like a power play specialist guy. Montreal used him like specifically as that. We know he has got that shot. So like that situational stuff for them won't be there. But is this not like the most underrated, overlooked hockey country, but they are always there. They're just warriors. And I like look down their lineup at guys that can make impacts. Like they've got size, they've got speed, they got skill, they have the ability to check, so they're always in there. Decent goaltending, and they're pretty experienced. Like they got a pretty experienced group of guys too. But if I look down like guys that you want it, like Rantanen obviously pops out at you, Heiskanen pops out at you, Aho, Hintz, man, Arturi Lehkonen, like that guy is an ultimate Merles guy, but he's like the ultimate like side piece to a combo on any line. Like he just does all the hard things so well. You know how much I love Mikkola. This guy's a psycho. Like he'll be cross-checking the piss out of everyone. He's flying around. And then that Oliver Kapanen too, who's added. He's pretty good in Montreal. Like younger guy. On their team, made it. He's got 13 goals this year in Montreal. Like he's a pretty good player, and like every Finn can kill penalties. Like every single guy in their lineup is a penalty killer.
They're just 200-foot players.
That's just the mentality of their hockey culture there. That's how they play, and that's how they perform. So
based on population, the strongest probably hockey culture there is.
Yeah, somebody said like stats. The U.S. has 10-to-1 youth players, 10-to-1 amounts of rinks. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy what they do.
Oh. Yeah.
Now, the problem with their team for me is their D. Like I don't know.
Heiskanen, Jokiharju, Lehtinen, by the way, he plays in Switzerland, but he did play for the Leafs in Columbus. Lindell, Mata, Mantapalo from Ottawa, Mikkola, and Ristolainen.
Like
big
boys.
Big RoboCop in
big guys,
in Philly.
Right, get the puck out, but Heiskanen will be playing 39 minutes.
They're just going to be tough to play against, and they got their dancer. They got their dancer in Heiskanen. He'll do all the dancey, fancy stuff that he can do. We know what he can do, but they're going to defend hard. They're going to be a hard team to play against, I think.
Put it this way: if they're in the semis, it's like nobody will be surprised. It's just like, oh, Finland, they're in the semis again. Like no matter what like, tournament, what age group, they're in the mix. So
look at
World Juniors really hurts.
Oh,
yeah, Barkov. That's way different if he's there.
If he's
And
there, it's a
Line, yeah,
complete-
he could score, but like also he may not take a stride for the whole tournament. So
No, you just put him on the power play. Just go oneies like.
Well, the
tickle
good
Raptors.
news is the Italians didn't add the corners in the rink, so he'll be fine.
that's
Yeah,
true.
and they are in their
You
group
forgot.
too.
Yep.
Italy's in their group with Sweden and Slovakia. They're in Group B, and Canada's in Group A. What do I have here? Canada, Czechs, Swiss, and France. So look out for the Czechos, I guess, for Canada if it World Juniors is anything. Holy
Bravo.
shit.
Hey, bravo to the Czechs, by the way.
I love that
Buddy,
team.
that team,
Oh.
that junior team, that first game against Canada, I was like, oh fuck, this team's legit.
They bullied them.
The Blackhawks pick, what's his name? He
Kid who went
plays
3.
at UMass. He's fucking awesome. And like obviously they're playing Frondell in Sweden, like the Blackhawks. They gotta be pumped seeing this tournament. I can't even think of the kid's name. I'm a
Boys,
joke.
we're going to get to
they're
Sweden,
unreal.
U.S. with Merles. Should we try to cover the Team Canada and the whole Czech thing with Army while he's on
I gotta
right
rip
now?
some ads quick, I'm being told.
Rip 2 ads, and let's have Army on to have the World Junior discussion.
Nestero, something like that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
DraftKings, guys. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the National Hockey League, is built for the fastest game on ice. If you're following the line changes, the momentum swings, the streaks, DraftKings Sportsbook brings you even closer to the action with player props and live betting. Every shift, every shot, every save gives you the option to get in on the game with the DraftKings Sportsbook. Teams battling for points, different seedings in the playoffs. We're halfway through the season. Rivalries are getting heated. DraftKings makes every period count, every power play matter. New customers, bet just $5. If your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That was $200 last week. $300 if your bet wins in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Chiclets. That's code Chiclets to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. And also, we got to talk about BetterHelp. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. The new year doesn't require a new you, maybe just a less burdened you. Therapy can help more easily identify what holds you back by offering an unbiased perspective to better understand your relationships, motivations, and emotions. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences, and our 12 plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means we typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from our tailored recs. BetterHelp makes it easy to get matched online with a qualified therapist. Sign up, get 10% off at betterhelp.com/chiclets. That's betterhelp.com/chiclets. So, some Canadians may need better help.
You guys want some breaking news?
Oh,
Yeah.
My son Cruz traded from Seattle to Swift Current Broncos.
Wow.
Just came.
Donors
That would be
team.
for next year? Will that be next year?
Next year, yeah.
It's not Donors
Wow.
team.
What happened?
No.
What'd they get for him?
I thought Swift he played for
Kamloops.
or Kamloops Blazers. I'm an idiot. Sorry, boys.
Big package for
Current.
Cruiser?
I don't know. That's their trade deadline is coming up here. I think it's on the 9th. So for the Western League, Kelowna hosting the Memorial Cup this year, as you know. So expected to be a lot of trades happening right now. Expected. So it was kind of crazy to get this news. My Cruz is 15. He's playing in Rhode Island, but was drafted this summer to Seattle. So lots of action, lots of moves happening right now in the Western League. So that just got
Wow.
Where is Swift
public-
Current?
Sasky.
Sasky, baby.
Sasky, baby.
How far from Saskatoon?
Like 3 hours away from Saskatoon.
Oh, so
which
he's
is like,
Neighboring
you gotta
towns.
love this, right?
yeah.
I guess
it's-
harder travel.
That's
So
where you
Travis-
go get groceries if you live in Saskatoon.
Yeah,
You go
yeah.
to
You go to
Swiss.
Saskatoon for groceries. Yeah.
Just mom and dad live right down the road, 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you get a
Like
camo
6
and
beer.
you get camo and a rifle. That's big buck country out there, boys.
What's the
That's
barn
big
like
time.
in Swift Current?
Oh, buddy, it's like
No
I think
roof.
they've upgraded it, but in the past it was just like the sides.
My
Just on
rink
the
in the
sides,
backyard.
and then the ends. I think they put some suites on one of the sides, but I think
They
they've
put
upgraded
benches in last summer.
it. Yeah.
They
It'll
just
be awesome,
change
but-
out of the chicken wire and put
Travis
glass.
Travis Moan's there. His kid plays there. I think he's
Oh, no
helping
shit.
coach and
Talk about
guy-
an animal.
Yeah, animal. Yeah, and a guy I used to play junior with is there and lives there and coaches there as well. His name's Regan Darby. So that's pretty comforting to see.
Oh, Darb?
There it is. Holy shit, you guys found this.
Unreal.
Wow. Fucking
Yeah,
A,
there's
ArmDog.
Cruiser.
Look
So
at your
Cruiser's
kid getting
Cruiser's
traded.
at school right now. He already got dealt. That's crazy.
Typical
Welcome to pro
Armstrong.
hockey.
Breaking news out of the Western League, boys. There you go. Stay tuned. I heard there's going to be some bigger names.
Hey, is the
getting
Western
traded.
League like the Q? Like when I was in the Quebec League, we hosted the Memorial Cup, so teams literally just gave us
you
players.
all their good players.
It was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I heard the Western League of all the leagues, and in my experience, doesn't do that. I think the O and the Q,
No,
in
no,
particular-
no, 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 no. Don't group us in with the fucking Q, dude. The Q was a joke. They used to work out deals where like one team
They'd
would get
stack a
like
team,
three
yeah.
first rounders. They would send all their sick players, and then the following year, not only would all the sick players come back, but the sick players that were already on that team would also be coming back. So it's like basically like a team swap type thing. The Q was ruthless with
Well,
these
maybe that
types
has something to do with the fact that
It's like
Did
that.
I
It's
see
like that show Wife Swap.
this is the first. Is this the first like best on best Canada roster without a player from Quebec ever?
No, they got that. On the Olympic team.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
1952.
Crosby, those guys.
Yeah,
played
but
for
they're
Cuba.
not from
They're
Quebec.
French. Yeah, they're not from
No,
Quebec.
no, I'm saying is 1952, I believe, was the last time that they didn't have a Quebec person on the roster.
you know
What's
who the
going
fr-
on with players
do
in
you-
Quebec and player development there?
Do you know who the
Quebec
French
League.
guy was on the Four Nations team?
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Maybe
question.
Jar.
No, Sam Bennett. Is Sam Bennett? No,
Harley?
wrong.
It's from Syracuse. I always see.
Who am I forgetting here? There was nobody that changed from D. Maybe it was Montembeau.
Oh,
Yes, there you
Sanheim.
go.
Oh,
Montembeau.
no.
Ding, ding, ding. Busy gets it. So let's go. What you guys want to talk World Junior?
Yeah, we got a couple minutes here to discuss. Biz, you had a video, very well said, I thought, about like the state of Canadian junior hockey.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like it derives into a lot of conversations. The goalie development being one of them, and maybe pricing kids out. The fact that like maybe not even having a player on the team, but the development of Quebec goaltenders, like the Luongos, the Brodeurs, the Marc-Andre Fleury's. Like even if they weren't developing the best defensemen or forwards, I always felt like at least they had us in net, right? And so first off, if we're talking that game, semifinals, it was Czechs, Canada. They played in the round robin. I think it was the opening game of the tournament for both of them. And Czechs looked great. 16 current players on the Czech World Junior team actually play in the CHL. So that was also kind of like a spin-off conversation of like, oh, well, we're developing their players, where it's like, oh, fuck, quit complaining and bitching, just shut the fuck up and congratulate them on what they've built. Like it used to be the Czech Republic where they would combine teams with Slovakia.
That was Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia, excuse me, where then they separated. So they're obviously losing probably like 3-4 high-end players that would normally get sent over from Slovakia. And the fact now that with them reaching the finals, they would have now medaled in 4 straight World Junior tournaments. That's the longest active streak with the U.S. Not reaching the medal round. So what a fucking game that they brought. Like physical, tough, great in the D zone. They were closing them off, like closing off cycles. Very good throughout the neutral zone on staying structured and causing turnovers and then transitioning right away. So, Army, since we have you on, man, like what did you make of the game and the tournament overall for Team Canada?
I thought they got better as the tournament went on. From the first game, though, I was like, this Czech team plays more Canadian than the Canadian team. Like, that's when I saw them. I'm like, I love this team. They're going to be a problem. Fast, physical, skilled. They bully us. Like, they were going into confrontation or physicality, and we were, like, not wanting it at all. We didn't, like, finish checks at all, really. Like, we didn't dig into, like, Canadian hockey. That's why I liked your video last night, Biz. It was, like, bang on. Now, do we have enough skill? Yeah. Okay. We got enough skill. Do we have enough like top end players? Yeah. Okay. But what we don't have is that mentality that you talked about, like the Canadian way of playing. And that's what we've lost in our game. And you know what? 3 years now, we haven't been to the gold medal game, and it's going to go in flows. Yes. I get it. They're kids. I get it. But this
team was supposed to do damage, though.
Yes, this was supposed to be our team. This was supposed to be the year we came back and got it done. And I'm like, I just don't see it. And you could say it's money, yes, but it really is like how we develop and teach hockey. Look, we went to, as Canada, we went to like the drawing board. We're like, hey, we got to do this and we got to do this better. And we got to steal how Finland and Swedes and all these countries do this. And we're too grimy and we dump pucks in too much and we got to upgrade our skill. Well, typical Canada, we overcorrected way too far and we're just all skilly. Like we lost the dogs. We lost the dogs. Now the men are going to have to go to the Olympics and show the old school style how it's done. And we got guys that do that. Like you got McKinnon, Crosby, McDavid, and all these guys through the line. But like we lost that with our hockey. Is that because the prices are too much and they're spoiled rich kids like everyone's saying online? I think it just comes down to development and what we value. Like, do we value?
I think that's a legit argument. And this is coming from somebody who has money. And but you can't tell me that these kids, Biz, and you brought this up, that can't afford to play hockey and get priced out aren't fucking a lot of times tough as nails, fucking blue collar kids who are looking to go out there and put guys through the wall.
I think that the cost of it is alienating a lot of like good athletes, especially in the country of Canada. And also like, obviously they're like the price point, you seem to be of a certain level of like quote unquote privilege. Your parents have obviously worked hard enough where they can afford essentially 15, 20 grand a year of disposable income if you want like all the resources being provided. And like, I don't know, I feel like most kids that are coming from that type of money, maybe they lack a little bit of that, like that grit, right? It's not essentially a survival instinct.
You know what's not good? You know what's not good? Like being a hard-nosed player. That's not classified as being a good player anymore. Like they don't see the intangibles in that anymore. They'd rather take the kid that can dangle and can do all this
at the highest level.
But boys, you said like
kids should turn on a Florida Panthers game and watch Sam Bennett.
When they're teaching kids at the bottom levels, if you got a kid that's blue collar and that has those attributes, they're going, no, you can't. It's 2026, buddy. You can't do that anymore. Like we got toe drag. You can't do the hitting thing anymore. Wow, this kid has. Oh, we don't like that. That's not cool. Like and in the culture of kids on teams too, that kid sucks. They'll say like that kid sucks. I see it. It's a joke. You should embrace a kid that's like that and be like, okay, we got something here. Let's make him fucking sick at what he already can do. But as a culture in hockey now, we go that's not hockey. That's not hockey anymore. And then the Czechs come in, lift their legs and piss on us. And it's like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we losing? We lost.
Well, Army, you talked about it like skill, like the high end skill, but being like well conditioned and being able to go into a corner and coming out with the puck is a skill, right? Like being conditioned is a skill. Having grit and physicality is a skill. So I think it's just the emphasis on maybe the wrong ones and how they are portrayed or maybe viewed and how they're consuming them and also how it's being taught. Like, for instance, in that game against the Czechs, like in the third period, like I was wowed by McKenna. Do you remember the shift where he came down and he kind of pulled it in and he shot it, ended up missing the net? Hey, great shot, came down, got out of the away from the stick to at least get the shot off. But I think that the way that they were playing good structured, 5-man game through the neutral zone, going back to that goal they gave up in the last minute of the second, I think making the right play there is a skill. And I also thinking, with the way they're playing, putting it in that corner and going to get it, that's the skill I need to impose now, where if that's not in your bag and that's not what's being taught and that type of game management isn't there, you could talk about all the skills and skill development you want, but that they're lacking that skill.
It's
I just
one and done. It's one and done.
When the ice got
Ken Hitchcock would be sick watching it.
Now it was typical, like 100%. It was typical like kid hockey though. Like it was like changes of momentum, and I love that about World Juniors because kids are like emotional and they're like, oh no, we're getting caved in right now, and it's like, and then they have like one decent thing happens or the crowd cheers and it goes the other way, and it's exciting that way. So the tournament, World Juniors for me is always wildly exciting. But how bad did you want like a Jordan tutu to get one shift in that game? Like it would have switched it.
Do you think, and I'm not sure, it's kind of a question too, I know in the US that they start hitting later on, like when we started playing hockey, we hit from the time you started playing. Do you think that the way of that type of hockey is getting taken away, is that guys aren't hitting till they're 14, 15 years old, and it's kind of a lost art. It's like, you've never really done this before, so you're learning at 15, and then World Juniors, you're 7. It's 2 years of figuring out how to be a grinder.
We talked to Buchagras about this a while ago, and I'm kind of I was kind of with him based on Ryder. He's 50 pounds, right? He just turned 8, so it is like, all right, this kid could get completely murdered out there if they were hitting, which we were hitting at that age for us, like you said.
But you were the same build.
I was tall. He's not like super tall, but yeah, I was very skinny. But I do see the other side, and I'm like, I think it creates what ends up we're seeing now, in that kids are flying around with their head down, and yeah, they get their head up and they toe drag someone, but they never have to worry about getting hit. So then you get older, and yeah, hitting isn't as prevalent. It doesn't happen as often. But then when it does, those kids are like, what the fuck? And then you see, I think, Army, you've probably seen with Cruz, some big time players, hitting comes around and you're like, these kids aren't even like in the game anymore.
But I think that's normal, right? In development, though, I think that happens. It's a great separator at times, and kids can figure it out. Like, look at Tage Ginla. That kid, you know what's a lost skill? Puck protection. Like, no, this kid, this Tage Ginla, he gets it. He just like like protects turns, protects up the wall, down the wall, protects. Then he sees an opening when it's there and he takes it. Like, he was rock solid, but he plays like an old school, like vintagey kind of game, and has those skills in his back pocket where he can play along the wall, and he can play in physicality, and he can handle himself there. So obviously Iggy taught him that, right? Like Iggy
and he grew up rich too, so you can be rich and still do it.
Yeah. Very
That's
true.
a great point.
It's also to the
you just
hitting
need to
thing
have
with,
the right. You see the right dad who's not a hockey psycho, and then the one that's also actually teaching you what matters and is valuable.
What matters
helps.
And he's
what matters. That's a great
I think,
line, Biz.
Like, because I was undersized growing up, and the hitting, I think it teaches you how to protect yourself too when you're hitting, like from a young age.
But I'll tell you, coaching kids, like, you bring up the hard parts of the game, and I think a lot of times we say it's hard to be a motherfucker on the ice. A lot of people can't do it. They want to do it, they just don't have it in them. But like, we'll teach kids now, like, hey, you get it up near the wall, near the blue line, like, you got to get that puck out. Like a little thing, like, hey, like, there's a guy coming on you, and you just gotta, if you have no time, just get it out, because right here is where all the problems arise if you turn it over at the blue line. And you see kids that are trying, but like, people are coming, there isn't even hitting yet. And that is way harder than wheeling the net and getting some speed going and like going by a guy, right? It's like harder because all of a sudden there's a little contact. There's a little bit of a fight you have to have, like with the puck, without the puck. And some kids now, maybe it's always been this way. They're
What age we talking?
These are 8-year-old kids.
Where do they start hitting now in mass?
They don't start till
15 or something.
First year Bantam, I think.
Oh my God.
Fucking
I know.
old. Like, we were smoking
So
cigarettes.
I'll say this. Obviously, we're old
started
school.
hitting.
We're old school, and we just came from a different time. Like, I remember after practice, or even sometimes before, where there was no coaches around. Like, Nathan Horton played on our team when I was like 11 and 12, and same with that Jamie Tardif. And we used to fucking put the helmets and gloves on in the room, and it was like ding, ding, ding.
Oh, we did that. I got my head punched. That'd be on
Locker
CNN
box.
now if that
Locker
happened.
boxing.
Yeah. So it was
The
just
best.
we were kind of a different breed, and I think that we need to bring back locker boxing or locker room boxing.
I
in
might bring
Canada.
locker room boxing. I might have a league at my rink.
You guys
That'd
see
go
that
over
video
well.
I sent you? That Russian video?
When they close the
kids
nets,
locked in the net.
those are the
little
best.
kids in the nets. And
Hey, Merles said in the chat, we're gonna have him on a little bit. We have a surprise guest before that, but he said people aren't afraid to play the Canadiens anymore, and I'll give him that. That, like, being younger and playing 2-2 in the World Juniors in Halifax, there is a level of like, holy fuck, here comes Canada, and I agree with Merles. It's kind of changed a little.
I
bit.
want to
So,
come on the podcast and drop my nuts on your guys' forehead after Canada plays any fucking type of high-end competition in hockey.
That's
that's the
Wasey
thing.
Rabbit.
You
Remember
still
that
own the
name?
best.
Yep.
Remember
That's-
Wasey Rabbit? I remember playing against him in a tournament and just being horrified.
Great
And-
Saskatoon
and
blade,
going back
boys.
to it, I said it off the hop too. If Canada doesn't win bronze, it'll be 3 years in a row where they have not won a medal. That hasn't happened since 1979, 80, and 81 at the World Junior level for Canada. So, hey, listen, Army, you said it comes in waves. Well, guess what? We could tie the worst one we've ever had at World Juniors if we don't come out with a medal today.
And I will mention as the enemy, I believe there's like 10 guys in the NHL that you could have on your team. So
4.
Yeah, that's true.
4. Celebrini, Dickinson.
Okay, Celebrini and Schaefer. There you go.
And Kindle.
All right, Army, thank you so much.
All right,
Army, great job,
hey,
brother.
Canada for bronze is
Go
in
Broncos.
an hour from now. All
right. So, Yands,
I got a host. Who's a surprise guest?
You did it again to us. G just said surprise guest. Wow.
Whoa.
How's it going,
Thank God
fellas?
for you, Tage. Thank God for you. Keith and I can still root for the United States of America and Italy next month.
Oh, yeah.
If you weren't on the team, we said we were switching. Congratulations. How you doing?
Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, some pretty good news. So last few days have been awesome.
Is that a bandana T-shirt or sweater?
Little Brad Paisley, yeah. Little nice pattern.
Okay.
You guys look like you're being a band right now. You and
Yeah.
But how excited? I mean, how excited were you? Did you have any idea before you got the call that you were on the team, like maybe from your agent or anything, or was it a surprise when Billy called you?
No, it was a complete surprise. I actually had a phone call with my agent, like I think the last home game before the phone call, and he was like, "Hey, I don't know. He's just going to be calling you before New Year's, and we'll find out then." So when I got that phone call, I knew that it was coming. I just didn't know what the answer was.
Now, was it something on your mind all year? Like, just, I want to make this team. I want to produce as much as I can. I want to show this group, Billy G and the rest of the crew that I should be on this team? Or was it just kind of like, I'm going out there and playing my game?
I mean, I would like to say I was just going out there trying to play, but it was definitely something I was thinking about, a lot. It's a big goal of mine, and you can't help but think about it, right? So I try to put it in the back of my mind and just focus on playing, but, you make a bad play here or two in the game and, starts creeping into your thoughts. So, but yeah, once I heard that news, it was a pretty good feeling, big relief, and I feel like I can just relax and play.
And I think going over the Worlds last year and getting that gold and like being a part of that, like I'm guessing that had a huge something to do with it. Was that more, hey, I want to keep playing, we haven't been in the playoffs, I'm not done with my season? Or was it like, this is going to help me get on the Olympic team?
And before you answer that, Tage, maybe we could fix your audio here. We're having a little bit of
just pop those headphones out, Tage. Just kind of like we did in that test there.
There you go. That better?
Oh, it's 20 times better. I should get a fucking credit as producer for this one.
Okay.
Whit, go back to that question, please. What?
Did you? It's just funny. Did you hear the question, Tage?
Go. Just repeat it if you could.
Just about going to Worlds. Like, is that like I want to keep playing? My season's not done, or this is going to help me get on the Olympic team because it does matter.
Yeah. No, I think it was a little bit of everything. I was like pissed off the way the season ended. I wanted to keep playing and play for something like meaningful and compete, and then also knew it wasn't going to hurt my chances going over there and having a good tournament and making a statement. So it was kind of just like a win-win. And then obviously we did win. So I definitely don't think it hurt my chances.
Where were you when you got the call? And obviously it was Billy G on the other line. Like, you're not giving a heads up beforehand?
No, we were in Dallas, and just I knew the night before that the phone call was coming in the morning. We just had game day, so I didn't know at what point that phone call was coming. And they grabbed me during breakfast and just told me that Billy's looking to call you. So I didn't know the answer, so I was kind of a little nervous when Yarmo came to grab me. And then once I walked in, I saw our media crew in there. I figured it was probably pretty good news. So.
Was that the most butterflies you think you've ever had before, like something that you knew was coming?
Yeah, it's got to be up there. I mean, when he told me Billy was about to call, I was like, felt like sick to my stomach. So.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, it'd be a little nerve-wracking.
Tage, looking at the roster and obviously not getting too far ahead of ourselves, but who is two guys you would love to play with?
Yeah, I mean, everyone. Pretty fired up to be there. But I feel like I've got some pretty good chem with Kells. We've played together in World Juniors, this last Worlds, skate together in the summer. I feel like we play really well. He's obviously looking to dish all the time. I'm looking to shoot. I feel like obviously Matthews too. Great two-way centerman out in Arizona. So we've skated a bunch before, and I feel like kind of a little familiar with each other's game. I mean, as probably familiar as you can get without being on the same team. So, I mean, but there's not one guy on that team you wouldn't want to play with. But no, those are two guys I'm pretty excited to just be on the ice with and watch them do their thing.
The chat saying right here, Biz, how about a center between the Twin Towers, Boldy and Thompson, the big dogs on the wings? That'd be nice. I could see that working. But I kind of want to go more into what's going on right now with the Sabres. And I know the streak ended, but for you, can you explain like what changed, if anything, in the locker room? Like, it wasn't a new coach, it was a new GM. So I don't think the systems changed. Was it a players only meeting? Like, I don't know what would have happened to have you guys go on this run, but
was
it's
it
great
Whit
for the
saying
game.
0.0?
Yeah, it might have been Whit's comment. No,
Yeah.
Just fired up the guys.
This is awesome.
It was like the beginning of that West Coast Canada trip. Things weren't going great. Dolls called like a leadership meeting, so we have like 5 or 6 guys, and we went for dinner. Just kind of talked about things that were going on, and just kind of looked in the mirror and said, what can we each do better? And then had each other hold us accountable and say, hey, if you don't see me doing these things, like I expect you to grab me, and let's just lead this thing from the front here. So, we played some good hockey games, some close ones, and, got some wins, started to get a little confident. Then it just kind of became this snowball effect where we were going into games like we know we're winning. So I think obviously playing good brand of hockey right now too, like everyone's doing the right things. So, but I think the biggest thing is closing out the games and believing that we can win when we're late in games, whether we're up or down. So there's just a good energy in the locker room and just kind of that calm. I've said it before, but it's we've had a problem riding the roller coaster of like getting high too low. And I think we've done a really good job lately of just kind of staying even keel, like resetting after each win, each loss. And it feels a lot different, even though not much has changed.
I would say that the biggest insertion was Norris, because game 1 of the season, he goes down, brutal loss right off the hop where you guys are trying to establish something, and then he comes back in, and I think since he's been back healthy, you guys are 11-2 in that time. So what has it been for him to finally get his rhythm with you guys?
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge loss. We've had injuries all year long. Like one guy would get injured and another guy would come like back into the lineup, and then as soon as he would come back in the lineup, another guy would go down. So it's just we've been battling that all year. Losing Norrie was a huge one for us. Obviously, he's a big piece for us point wise, and just establishing that 200-foot game, putting up offense, and yeah, I mean he's point per game since he's been back and been one of our best forwards. So having him back's great, and I think hopefully we can get fully healthy. We're still missing some key pieces to our team, so I think we keep grinding like we are right now, keep chipping away, getting some wins, and getting everyone back healthy. I think we're in business.
Was there a message that Jarmo had for you guys when he came in? Obviously, Adams did what he did. It's his team, like everyone on the roster is guys that he brought in. But was there a message that Jarmo kind of came in with and set the tone right away?
I mean, it was pretty brief. Yeah, he just came in and he was, you're pretty much all expendable. Like there's no one here that's safe, and we're gonna start working. And if you don't want to work, like you're not gonna be on the team. So
correct.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a man of few words. His presence carries a lot of weight when he's around the locker room, and I think obviously when anyone gets fired in your organization, it's a wake up call. Whether it was deserved or not, and getting your GM fired is something to make you look in the mirror and say, all right, well, I must not be doing something here, right? So I think guys took that to heart, and obviously we got hot at the right time.
I was going to ask about Lindy. There was the one video of him in the hallway giving Byram, I think it was the knuckles after he scored the OT winner. He was showing some emotion. Now, what was he like through the tough start of the season? Like, is he easy to deal with, understanding, approachable? What's your relationship with him? And obviously he's probably fired up now that you guys have gone on this run and back in a playoff hunt.
Yeah, no, he's been good. I feel like I have a good relationship with him. I think he's an old school guy. He's pretty straight up with you, which I respect. And When I'm playing well, he lets me know, and when I'm not, he'll let me know. So I appreciate that. And no, the emotion has been great. I love, how fired up he's been lately. I know it's been tough sledding for a lot of us, especially earlier in the season. And I know his name was one of them that was right on the cusp there. So it's nice to, string some wins together and fight our way back into, a good spot in the record. And obviously, I'm sure he's feeling the same, and he's very passionate about Buffalo, and that's all he cares about is winning, and wants us to be successful there. So there's not really much more you can ask for.
Were you aware? I think in the franchise history, you guys have 4 10-game win streaks and then 2 9-game win streaks, and he's been involved in 4 of them. 2 as a player and 2 as a coach. Like, were you aware of that stat?
No, I knew the coaching. I knew he was there for 2 of them, but I didn't know the playing one.
That's pretty fucking nuts. 4 of the 6. He was 2 as a player, 2 as a coach. Wow. So pretty remarkable stat on what he means to the city of Buffalo. I mean,
yeah, he's a legend here. Like, he's been here forever. So, obviously they went to the Cup Finals there too, and I'm sure he would love nothing more than get the job done here in Buffalo. So, it's been good having him, and I got nothing to say bad.
I think we've talked a couple times. Like Joe Thornton and McKinnon stick out as like Hall of Famers who really had no problem kind of calling out a teammate if they didn't think things were going that way. And it's something that's like kind of in someone or not. Like, have you had to do that without going into details? Like, is that something that's hard for you to do? Or is that something where at that leadership dinner Darlene called where you're like, hey, we might need some of that?
I think so. Me and Dahl's relationship's been really good since, we've kind of both, I don't want to say taken over, but started to find our traction here. And I'm a pretty fiery guy, I feel like, on the bench. And sometimes my screws get a little loose and I snap. The way I go about it's probably not the best for everybody. But Dawes loves it, and I love it when he gives it to me. I feel like I play better when someone challenges me and gives it to me. Obviously, I grew up with my old man, so that's pretty much all I was given my entire life. So that's what I'm used to. But that like gets me engaged into the game. Like if I'm not going and someone snaps on me, and that kind of lights a fire under my ass. And Dawes will give it to me, and I'll give it to him. I feel like that's kind of how we get going. But we've tried to find a better job at finding out what makes certain guys tick. Obviously, you can't just ream into everybody. Certain guys will fold, and we need everyone going. So that was kind of one of the things at the meeting, is trying to find what guys need what to get going. Because you can't just scream and yell at everyone and expect them to play good. So that's all Dawes, and that was part of that meeting for sure.
You said it was 5 guys there?
Yeah, it's me, Dawes, Samuelson, Tuck, Greenway, and Zucker.
Okay, nice. That's a nice little round table you guys got there. I mean, Samuelson was a guy I was going to ask you about, because there's a section at the top of the building and they got like a Saint Samuelson big portrait there. And he's been a big reason for the turnaround too. He's lugging like 26. He's a fucking horse, man.
He's an absolute mutant. He is one of the strongest human beings I've ever seen. He's built he's built like a Greek statue, and he's got like a little bit of piss and vinegar in him now too, and does everything right, blocking shots, chipping in on offense too. He's got sneaky good mitts. He's gonna laser a puck. So he's been probably one of our best, if not our best defenseman all year. Just
he's your foxhole guy, eh?
So when he signed that deal, people were like, "Who is this guy?" And you were probably like, "No, like great deal, locking him up."
Everyone on our team knew. I mean, because we get to see it every day. So
yeah,
we knew what he was gonna do.
He's also a guy, I worked out with him in the summertime too, and he's a guy that younger guys gravitate to, and I'm sure he has the pulse on the older guys and the younger guys in the locker room.
Oh, he's a great guy in the locker room. Yeah, he's one of my favorites to be around. Just a good guy, pretty chill guy off the ice, kind of goes with the flow, do whatever. And like you said, gets along with everybody. He's good with the older guys. He's great with the younger guys. It's a guy everyone can go to and kind of just feel comfortable.
Bo Byram, I feel like he is starting to take that next step. I feel like we're seeing the defenseman that they anticipated they were going to get in Colorado, where his offense, the confidence there, he's kind of got those fucking Shakira hips too, where he's getting like the 10-2 buzzing around. So he's just like, are you seeing the same thing?
Yeah, he's I mean, another guy, he's awesome in the locker room. He's probably the funniest guy, one of the funniest guys I've ever met. But yeah, on the ice, I know like I don't know, maybe the beginning of the season, maybe a little last year, he was, didn't have the confidence that you would expect. He's pretty tough on himself, and expects high things from himself. And I think now he's starting to feel it a little bit. And everyone, same thing. Everyone knows what he's capable of doing. He's been unbelievable. I mean, scoring almost every game, it feels like. Producing offense, been really hard to play against. Can fly. So he's been. I mean, our D, like that's when we're at our best, is when our D are going, and we got a lot of active D that like to join the rush and that can finish plays. And now we're just learning how to be a little bit harder to play against defensively. And I think it's a big credit to both those guys who have been logging a lot of minutes and playing both sides of the puck.
Is Benson as big of a piece of shit to play against that he looks to be? Because Biz brought him up a bunch. Like, this kid's young. He doesn't give a shit. He'll run around. He's very skilled. Like, what's he like as a guy?
He's a beauty. He's probably one of the dumbest human beings I've ever like. Just
the chat saying
like,
big baller Benson. I see big baller.
Like
Benson.
White trailer trash with.
He does look white trailer trash.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He'll fight the toughest guy in the league. He doesn't care. He'll start shit every game. I love his game. He's a little rat. He's got some good skill too and sees the ice well, but. Yeah, he's one of those guys that just competes and works his nuts off every single night, and he doesn't care. He's lined up across.
He's the guy in the hallway, Yands, where you're like, just be yourself out there. Just be a rat tonight.
Just be a piece of shit.
Yeah, be
He
yourself.
loves it. He embraces it. I mean, he knows his role. He knows what he's good at, and he does it, and he does it extremely well.
I think he's from a small town outside of Vancouver. He drives in for training every day, where I think it's a bit of a sketchy town where you don't want to go to like the other side of the tracks kind of place.
That's what he says. He says he's from the hood. He says he's hard.
So maybe he's a guy who would wear a tank top in the press box like Nylander does. Maybe that's another guy.
Yeah, with pasta stains on it though, or blood for all that matter.
Hey, you mentioned your dad. One of the toughest men, like Brent Thompson. He could fight. I'm guessing that has something to do with you when you played Stefan Nason this year. There was articles after the guys in the team were like, hey, I got him. And you're like, nope, I got this one myself after the late hit last year. That's just kind of who you are. You didn't want anyone else to fight in that battle for you?
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised. Like, a lot of guys came and grabbed me. Obviously, I was thinking about that game for a while, but like Samuelson was one of the first guys to come grab me. He's like, I want to take care of this tonight. And I was like, I'm healthy. Like, there's no reason I don't do this myself. And it's kind of just felt like I'd be ashamed of myself if I didn't take care of it on my own.
Your dad would have called you upset, I'm guessing.
He would have knocked on his door.
He might have. I mean, he was proud. He was proud of it, for sure. But yeah, it's just kind of like the way I was raised. I guess obviously everyone knows I'm not like a fighter or any good at it, but I'm not afraid to take care of my own business if I have to. So I've just felt like that was one of those situations where it was better if I did it than, sitting on the bench watching someone do it for me.
What a pull by Merles.
A year, you don't have to fight.
What'd you say, Yands?
When you score 40 goals a year, you don't have to fight.
I know, but when you do it, all of a sudden you're like Jerome McGinley, and you're in a fucking different level, and the guys give you a little more space because they're scared shitless to come around you. What a pull by Merles here in the chat. So there was a video that went viral because some of the Sabres fans were poopy pants that UPL went out and had a couple pops post game.
Oh yeah, what a joke!
And you guys are 12-5 since that, and UPL's been a massive part of it.
Hey, he's in the program now.
That was like Thanksgiving break too.
It was Thanksgiving. We got back and we had a day off the next day. I mean, he's sick, like, what's he gonna go do? Sit in his apartment, stare at the roof? Like,
no.
They were acting like he was like shooting heroin on the sidewalk.
I mean, and it's Buffalo. He's Finnish. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
That's like water for them. So it's like he's probably just recovering.
What's his dynamic in the locker room? You leave him the fuck alone on game day or what?
Yeah, no, he's not like one of those crazy goalies, in my opinion. I at least don't think he is. He's pretty chill. You can kind of chat with him, but I stay away from him on game days. But he's pretty quiet until you like really get to know him. Like one-on-one, he'll sit down and chat with you. He's a really funny guy. But yeah, he's kind of one of those guys that just kind of keeps to himself, and he's pretty quiet, but does his job. And yeah, I think that was a funny video. We all gave it to him after that. We're like, you're getting us shit on.
Well, we played a game to start the season over in Finland, and the first bar that we went to, there was like 6 guys passed out sleeping. And I said to all the Finns on my team, I'm like, do they not throw guys out? They're like, no, they wait for them to wake up and then they start drinking again. So it's
The crazy part is we were talking to him about that. I don't even think he had a drink when he was there. I think he was just posted up there for a bit and then like left. He might have just been doing some fun.
Was he meeting a girl?
It might have, yeah. Like
you can't get chirped for drinking in Buffalo. That's people's legit
on
jobs.
Thanksgiving with a day off the next day.
It had to have been a visitor. A visitor took that picture.
Yeah, I love that he caught some heat for it though.
That's something in the locker room you can like, you know, get some morale around.
Yeah.
And, you know, at least it lightens the mood in there, something to talk about. Better than posting your teammate wearing blackface on Halloween, right?
That wasn't a great move, guys.
I did before I knew what blackface was, and apparently what he knew was blackface as well. So we can move on. Anything else we need to talk about, boys? Or the Buffalo Bills? I mean, you got to be a huge Bills guy now, or is that like a faux pas?
No, I mean, I was never a football guy until I got here, so I kind of just joined the bandwagon. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough to live in Buffalo and not like join Bills Mafia. Like it's kind of all they talk about around here. We've been to a few games too. We probably get like 2 or 3 a year that we get to go to. So electric atmosphere, and just kind of like got me hooked right away, because that's like the first football game I've ever been to. It was a Bills game, and they're bananas.
Last game at the stadium was Sunday. That's it. They got the new one opening next year.
The new one with still no roof.
That's crazy. I think that they're going to do an outdoor game there next year. Have they announced it?
Yeah, Utah is going
Utah.
next year.
Never
They haven't
mind.
announced it yet, apparently, but I just did.
Biz just did.
Utah.
Sorry, Gary.
That'd be sick.
I got Roback last question. Use code Chiclets on roback.com for 20% off your first purchase through the end of the week. That's CHICLETS on RHOBACK.com. 20% off all polos, hoodies, joggers, and more with code Chiclets. Darlene, when that news came out about what he went through with his wife, and I mean, that's like scary as shit. And I know we went back to see her a couple weeks ago. I mean, you guys are just, you said you're very close. Are you like talking with him a lot about it, or just kind of there for him if he never needs to talk about it? How's he doing off the ice? Because on the ice, he's still playing incredible. But I imagine there's a lot of stress in his life right now.
Yeah, no, it's insane. I actually can't believe that he's playing as well as he. Like when it first happened, we knew obviously a lot sooner than the media did, and even us, we didn't know like to the extent what it was. We just knew she wasn't doing well. But when we found out, it was nuts. And obviously, like everyone reached out, but you also want to kind of, you know, give him his space and his privacy. Yeah. But he's been great since he's been back. I think hockey for him is a huge escape. So I think a lot of that helps him, to be honest. I think the hardest thing is that she's not here with him right now. You know, so as a team, I think we've been collectively trying to make sure that like he's not feeling alone at his place. You know, he's got a big place, and you know, doesn't get to go back to her. So you know, that part is, I'm sure, pretty tough. But no, it's nice that he got to go back and see her. I know that one was huge, because talking to her on FaceTime, he said was you know, you think she's doing well, but once you see her in person, then it was like you know, okay, it gave a little bit more of a settling feeling that she's doing pretty good. And hopefully she can come over and see us and finish out the season. I don't know when, but the last I talked to him, she's doing pretty good. So obviously a lot of positive news in a very dark situation.
Yeah, I didn't want to, you know, that's a tough thing, but you said it best. It's incredible how well he's played going through that. And my final thing would be just about UConn. I mean, you're kind of the pride and joy there, and you went there early on before a lot of like big time players were going there. I feel now they got the new rink, really good team this year. Do you kind of watch their games when you can? You stay in touch with anyone there?
I haven't watched a ton of their stuff. I watched a little bit last year when they were in the Frozen Four. But I went back this summer, worked out at their rink, skated there for I think like a week. The facility was sick. That was the first time I've been back there since I left. But I know one of the assistant coaches really well. He was like one of those player coaches. Like once I was getting in there, like as a freshman, he was kind of the senior that turned into the coach, helping out. So I've stayed in touch with him. Cav I talk to every once in a while. So I keep tabs on it, but I haven't been watching too much. But it's pretty insane when I went back, the difference in such a short amount of time that the campus, I mean, just with all the different buildings going up and the construction, I mean, the new rink is awesome. I wish I had that when I was there, but obviously these kids are getting to enjoy it, which is good.
Tage, I got to ask you one last one. I'm going to put my journalist hat on for it, though. Your teammate for Team USA, Jack Hughes, is rumored to be dating a Canadian pop star icon, Tate McRae. Now, there's rumors that she's a mole for Team Canada. Do you trust her in Team USA's wives lounge over there and like maybe like in your guys' little bubble? Or is that something that you guys are discussing internally about like, I don't think there's enough trust here?
Is that you starting the rumor?
No.
Yes.
No. I think it was the same guy who said you had a 0.00% chance of making the playoffs this year.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
It was not me. That I said about the playoffs, though. Yes.
It's a possibility, right? Anything's possible. You never know, right? So you got to be careful. Hold your cards close to your chest, I guess.
Have your wife have the metal detector to see if she has a wire on and stuff. Just make sure Mrs. Thompson's holding it down in the wives' room.
Yeah, I'll have my kids make sure. They'll be. I'm sure they'll be over there.
What if last one here, journal hat.
You might just want to sign off.
What if
Paige.
Matthew and Brady, before your first game against Canada, they call you in the bathroom in one of the stalls and they say, "Hey, off the opening draw, I want you to sucker McDavid right in the face." Are you doing it?
I mean, I'll do it as long. I'm going to ask them if they're going to pay the consequences on my behalf.
I'll pay it,
which I'm sure they would. So,
can you do somebody else?
Do you not get? Would I not get suspied for like the entire tournament?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You would. That's what Biz wants.
I want to know whether it's going to be easy or
make it
hard for
good
you to
right
say
now.
no or yes to Brady and Matthew Tkachuk when they call you in a bathroom stall before the game.
I mean, that's already a sketchy start to it, but
Zip.
That's
why
what
are we
they
doing
want,
this in the
that's what I'll
bathroom?
do.
Yeah, heated rivalry Olympic edition.
All right, Tage. Thank you so much, man. Keep it up.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate
Congrats.
Thanks,
boy.
Tomer.
See you, Tomer. Oh, by the way, what a guy. What a run they've been on. How about this gift a fan gave me at the hotel in Miami? He was waiting there with his kid, and the kid gives me that thing back there, which is not bad, a saying from the Peking series. And then they gave me this ticket, which was my first NHL point. So they brought that for me and gave me that as a gift. So it's a
You got your first point on the road, huh?
on the road against the Philadelphia Flyers. I had an assist on either Max Talbot or Tyler Kennedy goal. We all were in
Was
on
it
the
a
goal.
pass or like a shot off the shin pads that went to one of them?
I don't even remember.
Really?
I couldn't even tell you. I know it was.
Hey,
I don't
so,
even.
so many. How you gonna
anymore.
forget? How you gonna remember when there's that many of them?
It was a secondary assist. I believe it was a very nice dump in, and there you go. And I also got in a fight with Aaron Asham that game, so pretty productive game for me.
Close to a Gordie Howe. That's awesome. You might have just gone mute. We got to go over Team USA. We got to talk to Merles. This is just an action-packed show. Let's bring him in right now. I don't know. I'm sorry, buddy. Look at this.
Thanks, guys.
I know. I'm sorry. It went long. You were supposed to come on before Tage, and I didn't.
No. I was supposed to come on at 2:10. 2:10. It is now 3:50.
Hey,
You're the one who took the picture of UPL and
blame
sent
the
it out.
producer. I don't know how he had you on at 2:10.
Merles, go read your text. I very specifically said after 2:30. If you want to go double.
No,
check
that was today. Once I already had all the daycare and the child pickup set up, and I don't really care because now I've listened to the whole episode. But I wanted to listen to the whole episode tomorrow because I'm off to Philly tomorrow. I'm taking the train down to Philadelphia, 4-hour ride. I was like, listen to Chiclets. Nope. Now I've already listened to the whole episode.
Chasing goals. Merles, quickly, I'm sorry. we got to talk about Body Armor. You can have some on the train tomorrow. This episode is brought to you by Body Armor, the official sports drink of the NHL. Body Armor has great tasting flavors like strawberry, banana, and peach mango. No colors from artificial sources. None of the junk. In a bold new look with the same great taste, and now available in Canada. So whether you're hitting the ice, the gym, or just need something refreshing, grab Body Armor today at Sobey's or a local grocery store near you. Body Armor, choose better. Murr, I want to make it clear as well. I'm mentioning Team USA, but you hate Team USA. You are a Team Sweden guy. You live there. Your kids are Swedish. So I understand that you're rooting for one team, and it's Sweden this year. But we do have to talk about USA.
210-ish.
Okay, there you go.
Merles, you got 5 minutes, so make it quick.
I bring the receipts. Yeah, I really needed to hear.
I bring him two, Merles. Fuck you. It says 2:33 right there.
That's today. Yesterday, I make plans over here. That was today.
We go. What have you done?
He doesn't have kids, Murray. He doesn't get it.
Nope.
I
know. I really needed to hear Army trying to keep the WHL relevant. Now that college hockey is taking over on an Olympic preview.
Murr, as a Team USA hater yourself, were you as disgusted as I was that Jason Robertson wasn't on the team?
Yeah, because we actually went over it on Game Notes. He has the third most goals in the calendar year of 2025. So I would have thought that's a guy that you want on the team. When there's a lot of extra spots for guys, and I understand you're building a team, you need PK, you need leadership in the locker room and all that stuff, but it's McKinnon, Geeky, and then Robertson. So it's funny that 2 out of the 3 aren't even going over there.
Yeah. I was talking to a guy today who I was eating lunch and he came over. He's like, I'm a big fan of the show. I just want to know, why didn't Robertson make the team? Like, he was genuinely asking. I said, I don't know. I said, we're going to talk about it. My thing is, they went with what they had last year, right? They're one shot away. They're a couple amazing Binnington saves in overtime away from winning that thing. They think they can win it. I believe that they can win it. But when you look at some roster picks, like Trocheck and Miller, I think were that's kind of who people were complaining about. And I could see maybe you go with one of those guys and you get Robertson on the team in a tournament where you need a guy who could score, right? It's the hardest thing to do is score. He could do it. You just read the stats off. I was very surprised. I know he was disappointed seeing his quotes and stuff. I think he mentioned he hasn't even been told if he's on the list with like injuries or anything. So I don't know. I don't really get it. There's obviously way more that goes into it than any of us know. Billy G liked what he had last year, team chemistry and everything. But I just can't believe with a score like that. Maybe it's his skating. Maybe they consider him a little soft. But I was very surprised and a little disappointed. Keith?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think the Trocheck I love on the team just because what he brings. He's that water bug. You can play on your third, fourth line. Millsy the same way. I mean, what he did last year in they're familiar with him. So it's honestly one of those things where we talked about with Canada. It's like, there's so many good players to choose from, and that's a good good problem to have if you're Billy G. But I think he's earned every right to be on that team, just the way that he scored. And at the end of the day, you got to score goals to win this tournament. And if I was a part of picking that team, I would probably have the guy who has the third most goals in the calendar year. But I mean, obviously other stuff goes into it. I don't know how he is in the locker room. I don't know if he's ever played with any of these guys, if he knows any of these guys. So I'm sure there's a lot more that goes into it than we know.
Yeah, and that's why there is a lot more, because I know USA Hockey likes when the guys go to the Worlds, and you see that with 2 of the guys they added, with Keller and Thompson. They went over last year. They played in the Worlds. They won the gold medal first time since 1930 or whatever the heck it was. Embarrassing to not know that, or more embarrassing US not to win one. But they left 2 guys off, Kreider and Fox, and then they added Thompson, Keller, Quinn Hughes, who would have been on it, and then Seth Jones, who was an interesting one. And I think, his Stanley Cup run, he's big, he's long, he's played with Werenski before. That seems like an easy pairing right off the hop.
So did you guys already talk about Fox being left off?
We haven't yet. We talked about Robertson. Why don't you give your take on Fox being left off?
I mentioned on the broadcast, I feel like there's somewhat of copycat league. and them taking a guy like Seth Jones over a guy like Fox, where he's a little bit longer. I think he's probably a little bit better of a skater. I'm not saying he got earth-shattering speed here, but Fox is not really known for, how quickly he closes on guys. I'm not saying he's a liability defensively either. I just think if you're thinking of a big, long-body defenseman, and that's what they want outside of Quinn Hughes, that was kind of the path they decided to take. The same probably reason they took JT Miller and Trocheck. They wanted some more dog mentality. And he probably gets left off because they have a guy like Quinn Hughes, but I can understand I'm drawing a blank on Coach Sullivan and them pitching to have their own guy there, because just like Coop, I'm sure he's seen what Fox has done when he's been in the lineup this year, especially offensively, and think, wow, if Quinn's a little bit cold offensively for a couple game stretch and we need to fucking replace him with a guy who can maybe get it done on this big power play that we have. He trusts him and can throw him in that situation because he's his guy. So
that's my argument, though, that I feel bad for Adam Fox. Awesome player, but I wasn't that surprised.
No, I wasn't that surprised either.
Last year, he was battling injury. I think the year before, he's been battling injury. This year, he's been good. On a team that hasn't been good. He has been very good. But whether it's Hughes or Werenski, there's going to be 4 forwards and one of them for a minute 20. And then the other one's coming on. You don't need him. You have 2 unbelievable power play defensemen that either one of them can run the first unit. Doesn't matter. And then you look, all right, Jones comes in. The guy, he could skate. He's enormous. And Blackhawks fans who are saying, this guy sucks, run him out of town. Buddy, your team stunk. Now look at him. Because on a good team, this guy makes a huge difference. You can't get around him. He's an enormous human who can move. I mean, he doesn't skate like he did when he came into the league. So the spot for Fox not having to run the power play, the spot went away in my mind. Faber defends way better than him, right? McAvoy defends way better than him. Sanderson skates a lot better than him. So, awesome player, Norris Trophy winner. I love the guy's game. I just look at the makeup of the team. I was way more surprised that Robertson's not there than Fox.
Yeah. I would be, if I was Fox and if they added Hudson over him, I'd be more pissed off, but they're going in the complete different direction, bringing in Seth Jones. And I would imagine that's a Bill Zito call. It's his guy. He's part of that management where it's hey, I traded for this guy. I brought him in. He won for us. He played huge minutes. He can do anything you want him to do on the ice, where he's not going to, like you said, he's not going to have to play power play there, and he's going to focus on PKing and being really good 5-on-5.
18 minutes, maybe. 16 to 18
16
minutes.
to 18 minutes, boom. Don't notice him out there in a good way, and he will he'll be awesome for them. And he solidifies that, you got 3-4 lines coming at you when you're playing Canada. They're preparing for one game, I would imagine. Right. They're preparing to play Canada. Mm-hmm. And when you prepare to play in the Stanley Cup Finals, you want big, heavy, long D like Florida has, and they won the last 2 years, one with him. So I think it's a great call bringing Jonesy in.
And also played against McDavid in some situations in that Stanley Cup final where you're well, he's going to be seeing him for some shifts. And also where you touched on it. So you would say that it would go Quinn, Werenski, and then Fox, because I think that Werenski not only is a good setup guy, but he's also a threat from a shoot mentality where
he
Fox
might be above Quinn. Werenski's insane, dude.
Yeah, he's so good.
Right. Yeah, it's okay.
For what he's playing with, too. The numbers that he puts up with, I mean, no offense to the Columbus Blue Jackets, they're not as good as Minnesota or...
He doesn't have Kaprizov.
Right.
So it's and he's leading the team in scoring every year, it seems like.
Right.
So, yeah, I felt bad for Adam Fox, but I was not surprised. And I did say he was injured last year, so that has part to it. But he didn't look great last year.
No, is Robertson the most shocking name? You guys already covered it. Yeah, I would agree.
And I don't know. I think a lot. Keith said it, or Merles. We don't really know what goes into the locker room aspect. I don't know Robertson as a guy, right? He might not be buddies with all these guys. Are pretty close. This is the National Development Program was kind of built for this, and you're seeing all these guys that played there. They all know each other. Ages are different, no doubt. But Robertson's never really been in that crew. But to me, it's dude, it's a one-shot tournament. It's the same thing that when Connor wasn't in the championship game, it's like, what are we doing here?
I think that we go back to what we were talking about, Team Canada, like the slight element of fear, and you want to put a team on the ice if you're USA that like, at least from an outside perspective, like they aren't batting an eye and they're not afraid of what Canada is going to throw their way, and that's why a name like Trocheck and JT maybe stick out a little bit more than a guy like Jason Robertson. Now, I don't know what Jason Robertson's numbers are like in crunch time come playoffs. But I do know
that's a good question. Let's look that up.
56 games, 44 points.
What is it? Say it again.
56 games, 44 points.
Not terrible. And I actually think last year he was the only guy scoring towards the end of before.
Last year he had 11 goals. No, sorry. 11 games, 4 goals.
Dude, USA hockey is petty. It's always been this way. It was this way in 1990 when I left for Syracuse to go to play in Syracuse. They cut me from the 15 New York team. So Jason Robertson picks the OHL over the U.S. development team.
So did JT Miller or JT Miller not go?
It's the pettiness
really,
of
Murr?
USA
You
hockey.
think they're that petty, eh?
Yeah, sometimes. But you hear it too, like when you talk to Tage, you hear him. He's like, "Oh, I want to play with Kells. I know Kells. I train with him. I do."
Yeah,
this.
but here's the other thing too, though, is like Jack Hughes was a shoe-in for the Four Nations, and everyone knew he was going to make the Olympic team. Like maybe they looked at Robertson the way that maybe some of us look at Hughes, where in that gold medal game at Four Nations, like he was a zero factor. So it's like, yeah, he's scratching 100 points every year when he's healthy, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes your game just doesn't transfer over to when it's best on best. And maybe they value JT Miller and Trocheck. Who would you say who took whose spot? Would you say that those are the two names up front where you're like, eh?
Well, I said those two, and people have kind of said Brock Nelson. He's been great this year. Now, awesome. I'm playing both sides. But when talking about building a team, like that's been Billy's thing, right? He's talked a lot about like this is not an all-star team. So like basically if you look at, all right, Eichel and the two Kachucks, and then Matthews and Boldy and Hughes, or you could put maybe Connor with Matthews and Boldy or Gensel. There's your top two scoring lines. And then it's like, all right, well, where does Robertson fit in? Because, right, if he's not better than any of those guys, that's the aspect that I think people don't think about when I've seen a lot of USA hockey fans disgusted at the fact that they brought checkers and they brought guys that are just great defensively. Like, I get Robertson scoring. It sucks to not see him on, but thinking on their side, it's like we have scorers.
It's like the Bedard argument on the Canadian side.
Yeah, it's just that we don't have as many as you, but
it's also too like we obviously have to talk about it, but you can't really judge what the GMs are doing until the tournament's over. Like what the team needed, what they didn't. But that's a really good point. Like Trocheck and JT Miller are first line, second line guys on their own team, but they know how to play third, fourth line. Robinson probably never has.
No. Yeah,
and then play against
and is not
McKinnon
effective
and
because he
McDavid.
doesn't skate well enough and he doesn't check well enough when he's not in those.
Yeah, and he's not a burner. If he was a burner, even if his checking is where it's at now, if you could fly, that might have been a different decision.
I think the more you talk about Jason Robertson, the more you can understand as to why he's not on the team, and that's why he's not on the team. And if they end up losing and they want to point to that, the same way they can point to keeping Tage Thompson off the team last year.
I'm more focused on who's going to play in the net, Merles.
Yeah, well, I think you got to go with Hellebuck to start, but I agree with you. It was the same last year, though. Remember, like Hellebuck in the playoffs, we were all talking about it. Can he handle the big games? And then he did in the Four Nations. So I'm awesome. Sticking with him. I don't know about you guys, but I'm riding with him in the big one.
Yeah, same here. At least you're starting with them. See how it goes. That is what. Now, I said to you, Biz, down there, Americans may get on me, but you put these rosters next to each other. Like, you guys should beat us. Like, look at the forwards you have. Now, this is a one game and out once you get to the medal round. I love our goalies, and I love our defense.
Yeah, you guys got good D and goalies. We have better forwards. It's the fucking one game.
You got better forwards that can score. But I don't know. We can beat you. I'm saying we beat you when it really doesn't matter. We win those first games. It just has to change this year. You need that bounce. You need that little bit of luck. You need to somehow stop McDavid in the biggest moments, or McKinnon, or then Crosby. It's disgusting, the people you have up front, but I don't necessarily love how you're just like talking about building for one team, right? And that can bring us into Sweden, because I look at Sweden's team and I hope Landeskog's okay for what that guy's been through.
No, man.
And the fact that he even is playing hockey again, then makes the team and gets injured, that just sucks. And it looked like a broken rib, like he's flying into the net. That's not something that I think's like okay in a month if your rib's shattered. But this team's good, Merles.
That's a good team, man.
They won the fucking gold medal.
That's a better forward group than the U.S., in my opinion.
Yeah, look at their goalies.
Well, yeah, I did my homework on this one, boys. All right. So we got players left off from the Four Nations. It's Victor Arvidsson, Gustav Nyquist, Linus Ullmark in net, and your boy Matthias Ekholm, the Viking up in Edmonton. And with that being added, they took your Broberg, who has to drive you nuts. Oliver Ekman-Larsson's in. Landeskog, who you just talked about. Pontus Holmberg was the biggest surprise. He's down in Tampa Bay now. And Alex Wennberg, who's out in San Jose. And then it looks like the third goalie's the Wall of St. Paul. They added Wallstead.
Can we not gloss over the fact Biz thinks that the Sweden forwards are better than the U.S. forwards?
I think overall, maybe. Because, I mean, as far as like maybe more, we talked about the checking mentality. I mean, fuck, I don't know. Adrian Kempe
you got these guys make Team USA. Pratt probably, although I don't know. But
I don't know. He's the same as Hughes buzzing around.
Philippe Forsberg.
Yep.
Nylander.
Yep.
And Kempe. Maybe Raymond. Maybe Raymond.
No Leo Carlson.
Leo Carlson's
dude,
there.
I think
Too
he's
young.
just going to be a superstar. I don't know if he's on US right now. Eichel and Matthews.
Who's their third line center?
Larkin.
Eriksson Ek.
Larkin's good. Yeah, I like
Larkin's
Eriksson.
great.
He's a good checking center.
Larkin's fucking awesome.
He's in a perfect slot as a third line center for them.
So this team, though, I mean, is this the best D in the tournament?
Best D. I love the D. If Hedman, they say he's going to be back. He's on time. He's going to be back. You got Hedman and Dahlin. You got Forsling, Carlson, Brodin, Anderson from Calgary, and then Ekman-Larsson and Broberg as the extras, I would say right now.
Pretty cool for Ekman-Larsson making this team, Biz.
Yeah, I'm just happy for the guy. He's such a good dude. I mean, Yands, you play with him, and yeah, he was a treat when he came in, and yeah, he hit a bit of a rough spell there for a few years. It was tough sledding at the end of his time with Arizona. Went to Vancouver, dealt with that media circus, and you know the narrative of making too much money, and then he goes to Florida, and boom, reset button, and it's been awesome since, man. He's been awesome for the Leafs.
Didn't bitch about it and just fucking put his head down, went back to the drawing board, figured it out, and look at his fucking career. He got a Stanley Cup. Now he's on the Olympic team. Like, couldn't be more happy for him.
He's the man.
Like Seth Jarvis said, sometimes you got to eat a shit sandwich.
Yep. Hey, Murph, by the way,
somebody told Williams told him that,
or just any type of Swedish food at a party.
I felt the pictures Merle sent. Oh my God!
Can we put some of those up?
Merle sends us pictures of his Swedish feast that like you wouldn't eat to get off of death row.
The Swedish Yule board. The boys.
I'd
love
rather
it.
go to the electric chair than have a meal at one of those places you're at.
Hence what I just said.
Yeah, so that's the Olympic preview. I don't know if you guys even know, but there's.
What did you say before that? Death row?
I said you wouldn't eat it to get off of death row.
Oh, to get off of. That's 2 pods in a row. I've basically stolen exactly what you said.
All right,
yeah, we get a good laugh after it.
You guys are vibing.
Hey, there's 12 teams in the tournament. You play each team in your group. The top teams all get a bye, and then the second place team that has the best financials, you know, the best record or plus. There it is.
Oh God,
That's
actually the best.
What is on the top? Are those meatballs top left?
Meatball. All right, we'll go clockwise.
Salmon with mustard.
12 o'clock, you got the salmon with the mustard, and then you got the sausages, and then right there is the seal. That's fish with a mustard sauce on there.
That's my worst thing right there.
You got
no
the
doubt.
ham. The hard-boiled eggs are usually fancier. They got a little mayonnaise with a little shrimp on them. Usually, we didn't have those here.
That's nice
because this was in the U.S. Little potatoes there.
That baked potato with zero seasoning, that looks really good.
That's straight out of
this
the
was
water.
homemade over here in the U.S. We couldn't get everything perfect.
So you're telling
really?
me Henrik Lundqvist is just hammering that plate?
Loving that. He's loving that.
Not a chance.
Oh yeah.
Send the other
mustard
ones.
all over his suit.
He's said some other ones too that made that look like Capitol Grill Saturday night with a fillet.
And
I
the
don't
one
know what the
from
hell.
Sweden.
Okay, Sweden.
Yep.
You got no doubt though that they're meddling.
Medaling, yeah. Plus 500 to win the gold medal. In a one game thing, like that goal, one of those goalies, Gustafsson or Markstrom, Pasha's guy, he could steal a game with those D. I won't count them out. But yeah, they don't have like the real big superstar that you're scared of when you look at, US Eichel, Matthews, Canada, McKinnon, McDavid. So it will be tough for them, but for sure they're going to get a medal. It's Sweden. They live for this stuff. They live for national team. They have the pride. You see them, the World Juniors are going to be in the championship here tonight. They play differently, and especially when it is that bronze medal game where the U.S. Canada, you guys probably don't care too much, go out boozing. Those guys are focused. A bronze medal still means a ton to them.
Yeah. I mean, I love Forsberg. I think he's so fucking nasty. Like he could take over a game. But yeah, they're just great defensively too. Like I mean, can Elias Pettersson show up and light that tournament up? Because if he did, that would be a guy who, if he like ripped it up there, like they could win the gold medal, right? I don't know.
Yeah. He used to be that guy. He was on that path when he got the 100-point season.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sweden. It's going to be good though. They're a good team, good management, good coaching. The coach is, he's not an NHL coach. He's just a national team coach. So this is his full-time job. He doesn't even coach the SHL team anymore. But that's how I think Holmberg made the team. Everybody's questioning him, the old Toronto Maple Leaf. This guy, Halam, had him in Vecchio for 5 or 6 years. So it's kind of like the John Cooper and Cirelli. He knows what he's getting. He called him like, what do you call him? A hog pit or something like that.
I didn't mind Holmberg on the Leafs.
Yeah, pot-bellied pig when it comes to
I wish he would have had a little bit more bite. That's it. Yeah. He skates well. Like he was disruptor. He forecheck solid. Like he was a good player. Just maybe there was, I don't know. The way the year started, I wouldn't have minded him on our bottom 6, but I think we're better off without him. Is he playing over there now?
No, he's down in Tampa. Coop has helped him out. He's playing a lot better this year. So he's a guy to watch out for. He could be a guy that's out there trying to run McDavid or McKinnon, where most of those guys aren't physical. And that's why a guy like that is on the team over some of these other bigger names. So,
well, I can't wait for this tournament. We're like a month away from this thing.
Biz, you guys, I don't know if you guys know, I'm in the new house now. I'm not fully unpacked yet, but Biz, you brought out that nice ticket from your first point, and I actually had this stick here from my first NHL goal right here.
That's what
Sherwood
you were using.
Sherwood wooden stick right there. Look at what it says on there.
You were still all wood. That's how old you
are.
are.
Oh, first NHL game, Mellon Arena. Look at that twig.
What year?
I mean, I had a synergy.
October 10th, 2003.
How many guys on the team?
That's my
how many
dad's
guys
birthday.
on the team had wooden sticks then?
Yeah, my dad's birthday. And then I got another relic here for
Merles,
you guys.
you didn't answer his question.
What was that?
How many guys on the team had wooden sticks then?
Oh,
Because I had a
Mario.
synergy then.
Me and Mario were the only ones left using wooden sticks. Is that good? You ever hear of them?
Did you guys have like a little thing? Like, did you be, hey, wood, they got
Yeah,
like
they
Woody,
got
hey,
wood
Woody.
together like you and Paige.
Yeah, we would go to
and
lunch.
Stan
He would go to lunch with me, Biz, unlike you.
You guys be crossing swords. Hey, Woody.
But I got this other one. I think you're going to like this one, Biz. This one, look how old the NHL logo on there is. The orange logo.
Is that a Darren Poopa?
Darren Poopa.
No shit.
Darren
He's
Poopa.
lighting up the internet
He's
now.
the most electric guy on the internet.
He's basically the DJ Khaled of hockey.
Yeah.
So I got that from him in Saberland back when I was a youth hockey player because he went to RPI, so we stayed around and watched him, and then we started talking. He got me a stick, but I
That'd
just
be
found
big
those in the
money right
storage.
now.
Who's that black guy who like does the live streaming nonstop?
KSI or Kai Sinet.
Yeah, that should be Poopa. They should have a 24/7 camera crew
Wherever he
following
goes,
around
having a
live
coffee
stream.
in the morning, talking shop.
I texted him. We're gonna get him on.
Awesome.
Hey guys.
Yes, that's
Mert,
that's about all I
hat
got,
trick?
guys. You think I would have had more sitting here waiting for you guys, but also during that conversation about Canadian hockey, I had a guy reach out to me, Brad Lazelle. He runs his AMP Hockey up in Calgary, and they do hitting really early on. It's a whole different model that Canada Hockey doesn't even recognize them, but he's got a bunch of Flames players, kids that go there. So that's all conversation for later on. But there is something there that has to change with all
I
that.
believe Versteeg has something going in the Toronto area that's not recognized by Hockey Canada, because he's like, what are they doing? I think like clever Super League, something like that, where I think he's looked at some things that they're like, we need this or we don't need that, and he's kind of started his own league. So he's a great guy.
Why wouldn't these people who run a league listen to a guy who's got 2 Stanley Cups and 800 games? Like these people need to listen up and through it and knows what it takes. Like, what are we doing here?
Lily hat trick first game.
Lily, is that the rowback question for me? Last question. Yep, daughter first game, 3 snipes, not a big deal. So
no shit, she got it.
Yeah, 3 snipes. I have a funny story actually. Last story, and then I'll leave. So I'm out there. We have 3 different groups, and we took our weaker players, our middle players, our best players, and we split them up. We're playing this different organization. They put a ringer. They put a ringer in the middle group. This kid comes down. He puts one top shelf. I said, guys, he's in the wrong group. We have kids that don't even know what hand they are yet. They're like, oh, you think so? I'm like, yeah, I think so. I'm like, get him out of here. They're like, no.
Sounds like you at Chiclets Cup.
He just went bar down. Yeah, it's Mer playing roller division D.
Turned into crazy hockey dad 1 game in.
Yep. Oh, yeah, you'll be right into it. Yeah. We'll be texting.
So they said no. What did you say? Did you push back?
Yeah, I got him over there. I'm like,
he actually pushed the kid over there. There's video on Live Barn.
Picked him up.
Buried the kid.
He was the one in the nets with him.
His name was James. He had big James on him. Like, James is not playing in here anymore. He's dominating. He went to that level and dominated.
Before we say bye to you, you should stick around for me pumping Matthews' tires here, because he passed a Swede in Matt Sundin for the greatest Toronto Maple Leaf goal scorer of all time. So do you want to stick around? Because we pay a little bit of homage to Matt Sundin as well, who is still currently the all-time points leader for the Toronto Maple Leafs with 987, which he did in 981 games, which makes what I think Matthews did even more remarkable. Like, Matt's was obviously, I guess, maybe a little bit more well-rounded in the sense if he dished the puck a little bit more. Not saying Matthews isn't a great playmaker, but as far as the goal scoring, though, Matthews beat it in 317 less games.
That's crazy.
To surpass him.
That is impressive.
Matt Sundin had the record at 420, which is unbelievable that it was 420. And then Matthews passed it at 421, but 317 less games is just like astonishing.
Not trying to
I love the Leafs and all, Biz, but I gotta go. I got learn to play at 5:30. I gotta pack my suitcase for chasing
Crazy hockey
goals.
dad.
Philly versus Anaheim tomorrow.
You got to check James's birth certificate.
You know? Yeah, I probably have a meeting with Safe Sport before this.
Oh yeah, you're fucked. Merles will be starting his own league, his own upstate New York league soon.
Everyone need a hard-boiled piss egg.
Instead of getting relegated, if you're the last team, you have to eat one of those plates of food he makes.
I think we might be having Core Stroganoff in there tonight, so I'll send you guys over a picture of that.
But
actually SpaghettiOs.
But going back
Biz,
to Matthews.
Quickly,
go ahead. What?
Amazing. He's scoring at a better rate than Ovi. But I gotta say about your Maple Leafs original 6 team, like, how is the goal leader 420 and the points leader doesn't even?
Dude, you need to get off the fucking internet, buddy. Get off the fucking internet. All right.
What do you mean? I looked at all the other teams leading goal scorers and leading point scorers, and it's significantly higher numbers than the Leafs for their original 6.
Well, because they boo everybody out of town.
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay, I mean, okay, let's go through the list here, okay? And let's play a little bit of trivia for the people at home, too. I'm sure you guys are going to know the answers right away. So let's start from top to bottom, original 6, and their goal leaders as far as the franchise. Detroit with 786 goals. Who's the leader?
Mr. Hockey.
Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe.
Chicago is... have this written down is amazing.
Chicago is in second place. 604 is their all-time franchise goal leader. Who is that?
Probably Bobby Hull.
Yeah.
Bobby Hull. is in second place. Boston. So this is where kind of what you said is like, I don't feel like it's that far away when you get into the 545 number with Boston. Who is their all-time leader?
Esposito.
Bork? No, he didn't. Wow. All-time leading scorer for the Boston Bruins. It's not Esposito?
No.
Holy shit.
Johnny Busick.
Johnny Busick.
Bingo.
There you go, Mike Grinnell.
Good job, G.
And then once again, you think of like a historic franchise like the Montreal Canadiens, and you saying like, "Oh, I'm a little disappointed that they're only at 420." Montreal Canadiens, Maurice Richard, 544. So it's still
they played
100.
8 games a year.
There was
warning. The following statements are about to be made by a deranged Leafs fan. The views expressed are his and his only. Take everything you hear with a grain of salt because, remember, he is a deranged Leafs fan.
He had to go to war during the season. Like, what do you mean?
He was fixing carburetors at like fucking.
Well, the good news is by the time Austin Matthews 4 or 5 year deal, I think it was a 4-year deal he signed, he'll probably be just in that range of 550 that Boston is, and then also that Montreal is. So then at 5th of the original 6 is Toronto with Austin Matthews at 421. And then if you want to call us a shitbag organization, how about the New York Rangers? 406. Who's their all-time leader?
Is it Graveyard?
No.
Played there.
Jean Martel?
Gilbert.
Okay.
So that's the 6th.
All right.
Right there.
Fair enough. You're not last.
No,
and
you're
right.
trying to be negative. You're trying to be negative.
I was
again.
actually surprised that there's no 1,000-point guys. That was very surprising. But you know what? Matthews easily could end up at 550, 600. Who knows if he stays there? So I was just surprised. It wasn't even like a chirp necessarily.
You want to do a little bit more trivia?
Sure.
Who has the most assists on his goals? Matthews. Do the top 5.
Marner, Morgan Riley.
Well, let's start. Okay, Marner. How many you think of the 421 he's assisted on?
I was surprised Domi only had 10 because I saw he got the Budweisers. Everyone who ever got an assist got like a Budweiser can. He had 10. Let's say Marner had
another couple clicks for Judd, who joined us earlier. You know, he lined that deal up for Austin with Budweiser. Probably made a couple sheets off
Marner,
that.
He's got 421 goals. Let's say Marner assisted on 150.
Wow, 152. You were 2 off. Great guess.
That's a lot of beers to drink.
Who's number 2?
Mo.
Mo is number 3.
So number 2 would be Nylander.
How many you think?
With 87.
83.
No, 104. And then you had then Morgan Riley with 74. The next one after him is 43 Tavares. And then it's Hyman and then Bunting 28.
So what you're saying is if you want your greatest goal scorer in franchise history to keep scoring, you do not trade the guy that has got him the most assists.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Not trade him, but let him go.
Don't chase your best setup guy to your best goal scorer of all time. Yeah. That's exactly what I was getting to.
That's a good point, Keith.
An incredible point. Now, I also was just going to quickly go through the list of
who's got the most secondary assists.
No, I was going to go through the goals per game. And you mentioned it earlier, Yands, that he's at a higher clip right now in order to pass Ovechkin if he ended up playing the same amount of games. So he's scoring at a higher goals per game rate right now than Alexander Ovechkin. So who is number 1 all time, you think, in goals per game?
That's Bossy.
In league history?
In league history.
Over a certain amount of games, obviously.
Goals per game.
It's Bossy,
you got
for
it.
sure.
Bossy nailed it with, and he's played, which is crazy, is he played 752 games. He scored at a 0.76 clip rate. So he was scoring 75% of the time. 3 out of every 4 games, he was putting one in the back of the net. Absolutely remarkable to sustain that over 750 games.
What cut his career short?
I think he had I think he just shut it down at a certain point. Was his head injuries?
Injured. I think he was injured back, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I think it was back.
Then.
You're right. I think it was back. Who's number 2 goals per game?
Mario.
Ding, 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 ding.
He was said Cam.
I know there's some names on here that nobody will know.
The next 2 are names that nobody would know. And the reason, though, is they weren't able to sustain it as long. Cy Dineni played for the Ottawa Senators in Boston, and he played 329 games, and he actually tied Lemieux for goals per game at 0.75. So Lemieux's actually he played almost 200 games more than Bossy and was only 0.01 at less of a clip rate, which is insane that he sustained it even that much longer. And then the next guy at number 4 is Babe Dye, and he played for a lot of teams. He played 272 games. So then at 5th is Austin Matthews, and he's at a 0.63 clip rate. Then under him is Pavel Bure at 6, Wayne Gretzky, and then Alex Ovechkin is another active player, obviously at 0.59. Under him is Brett Hull, and another active player at 10. I was surprised was Kirill Kaprizov. He's at the 10 highest active goals per game rate at 0.58. And the reason I kept number 11 is it's pretty cool that a father-son, Bobby Hull. So 9 and 11 are Bobby and Brett Hull at over a goal per game, or a goal every other game.
If you get a point every whatever those are, 0.65, that's amazing. To score at that pace is so incredible to me.
It just gives you perspective on like people getting on Austin Matthews at the start of the year because he just lost his main setup guy who he probably knows Mitch Marner's social security number, right? Like it's like playing with the Sedins. Like they just know where each other are going to be. He knows where he's going to transport the puck and the pockets he's going to find him in. So the fact that he's taken away, and then it takes him 35 games to maybe figure out that he's not going to be around and how other ways that he needs to find it. Well, over the last 4 games, 6 goals in the back of the net. He's clipping at that same goals per game right now, and he's got 20 on the year. And I told you, the year before Ovi won the Stanley Cup, he had 31 or 32 goals. Sometimes these guys who are generational do have an off year here or there, and especially when you take up his best setup guy. So that's all I really got to say. I came prepared today. And shout out to Jazz.
Heating up right
So the Leafs are winning next year. Basically, it's next year's their year.
Maybe, bitch. And shout out to Jazz at TNT for helping me out with a bunch of those nuggets. And I said it earlier. It was since the 69 goal giggity season that he had back-to-back multiple goal games, and we saw that again the other night with the scarf on, bitches.
Yeah,
so
heating up before Olympics, perfect.
Exactly. Yeah. And so brutal that Tanev sounds like he's out for the rest of the regular season. Sucks. Brutal news for him and brutal news for the Leafs. They're just different when he's playing. Biz, I need your opinion on the Logan Stanley sucker punch. Got him a game suspension on Brady Tkachuk. I don't know. I was shocked by this. Now maybe it's like, all right, we're going. I'm getting the first punch in. But Brady was looking the other way. I can't like the anger that he showed. That'll be
well. You're shocked by what? The fact that he got a game sussy?
No. I'm shocked that he threw the punch.
Yeah. Okay. So definitely a sucker. Like there's no way out of this one. And I'm sure, I don't know if after the game he apologized and he said, hey, wrong instinct in that position. Listen, Brady's a scary guy. And anytime you're going up against Brady, you better be prepared because, those are, especially when you're a guy of Stanley's size where, he's not going to think he's like taking advantage of someone. He's like, this guy's my size and I'll chuck him with him. And just instinctively of how they were battling it out by the bench. Don't know how long the shift length was, but he kind of sheds his mitt, and Brady never really makes eye contact with him or makes the signal that he's going to drop his mitt and then square off or maybe even throw a quick one. I just think that Stanley was on high alert. He maybe felt that Brady flinched and he fucking threw it instinctively, and it was the wrong choice. And once he threw it, he probably regretted it. And if I'm Brady, I'm fucking fuming mad like he was. And he just made the wrong instinctive call. And I don't know if it's a result of him being fearful that he's going against Brady Tkachuk. There's a lack of oxygen going to his brain because he's deep in a shift and he's battling it out. And that was the result of the battle. But yeah, he fucked up. That's all you can say. And he deserved the game. And here we are.
We've all been through some tough stretches during the season. They're 1-6-3 in their last 10, the Winnipeg Jets. Can imagine some shit's going on in that locker room. Coaches calling guys out, guys calling each other out. But at the end of the day, sucker punching Brady Tkachuk would be on my top 5 least things I would ever do, because
that and eat Merles' meal.
He's got the memory of an elephant. He ain't gonna forget that ever. And not to mention, Brady's a willing combatant. If he asked him to fight, Brady would have fought him no matter what.
Well, he can't, apparently. We're getting news from Grinnell. The reason he kept pointing at his hand was he had a cast on his hand.
Which happened this year.
Yeah, which most of you know is if you have anything, even if it's tape, even in a situation of Kiefer Sherwood, who has an allergy where he has to wear gloves on underneath his gloves, like rubber gloves, so his skin doesn't get torn up. He has to take those gloves off. So when you have something as solid as a cast, you can't be dropping them and chucking them. So that's why Brady Tkachuk wasn't scrapping him in that situation. And he's probably even thinking, hey, bud, check the fucking game notes. You should know a guy like me has a cast on my fucking hand. So big fuck up on Logan Stanley. He's going to have to pay the piper when Brady's back and healthy and can fight. And I'm excited, and I got that one circled on the calendar.
And not to mention, he's got Mafia to deal with too. Like the two brothers, they're family members. They ain't letting that shit slide.
You think that Matthew challenges him next game?
Oh, I bet he at least slashes him in the ankle hard.
Stanley's enormous too, though. Yeah, he
Huge.
might spear him, but it's not like this is some easy fight.
No.
Like Stanley will be happy to go Brady, I think. He just definitely fucked up with this one. And now Brady's even more angry when you're getting ready to do it. But a long time ago, Mike Commodore made it clear that he's not a big Scott Arniel fan. I don't know what's going on with Winnipeg, but I'll tell you right now, a guy like Luke Shen, who teammates love, has played forever.
Yeah.
About to play his 1100th game where it started for the Toronto Maple Leafs, to scratch him there. That is one where, was Kami onto something? That's just so crazy to me. That is where a team will shut you down. And granted, maybe they already have. Maybe it's just been a nightmare season for other reasons. But I couldn't believe that. I saw he was scratched, and then I see Twitter saying it was going to be his 1100th game. I'm like, fuck.
In Toronto.
Yeah.
In Toronto.
You
was
don't
it
think
not
that
in
that's
Toronto?
coming from the GM?
It was against the Leafs. I don't know if it was in Winnipeg or not.
Or against the Leafs, a team where he was drafted. I believe it was in Toronto. Check it out, G.
You don't think that that's the GM's call and not the coach's call?
No, I think that's all on the coach. And
Coaches are
that,
scratching guys.
the reason why, well, then the reason why this is Tyson Barrie reached out to be like, did you guys see this? So obviously he's looking out for his guy. I thought maybe he was maybe dealing with an injury. You just never know as to why. It actually was in Toronto for his 1100th.
Yeah.
And what a perfect opportunity for him, Arniel, to galvanize the group. I know things haven't been going well, but fucking, we got Luke here playing his 1100th game in a city that he was fucking drafted, money on the board. Let's fucking go here and turn this bad boy around. So an opportunity to use that to spearhead the team in the right direction, as little as that could have been as far as carrying momentum. And then you all of a sudden you go the other way by healthy scratching them and lose the room a little bit the other way. So that's I agree with you.
Weighing both sides. It's like, all right,
not worth it.
I think he's been struggling. Let's get another D-man in to play our 6th D-man role. Or, like you said, fire everyone up, make it a thing. It's just like, what do we do? I couldn't believe that. That's such a move as a former player. Every guy in the room's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because then you got the whole leadership group being like, instead of worrying about the game, what do I do here? Do I step in? Like Yands, I mean, you could speak to it about being a healthy scratch where you had guys in the fucking room going to hang their jerseys on the table like Rudy
style.
Yeah. Nick Sealer, fucking, that's why he's in my will. But yeah, and it's especially the way that the way that Luke Shen has played the game how long has he been in the league? 16, 17 years. Like, The guy is an absolute warrior. What he brings every single year to every team he plays on, he's beloved by his teammates. It's a horseshit move, and it's one of those things I would imagine they would want that back. Maybe they didn't check the game notes and realize everything that was going on. But
they always know, I think.
Yeah.
They always know. And if you don't know, shame on you.
True. Yeah, it's horrible, and I'm sure if you ask Luke, he'd probably, be pissed off too. But it's like,
but he'd downplay it publicly because he's that type of guy, that type of teammate. He'd be like, oh, I wasn't playing good enough. But yeah, deep down, he's like, what the fuck? Winnipeg is a bizarre story this year. They are fucking horrible. Another team who might have the most pissed off fan base in the league is Pasha's Devils.
Wow.
I
think Pasha has to take a leave of absence, is what I think.
I mean, they're the two fans that everybody knows, Pasha and Frank the Tank.
Two bad fans.
Two bad, horrible fans. And if I'm a fan there, you got to realize, like, New Jersey isn't on everybody's list to sign in the summer, and come July 1 that everyone wants to go to New Jersey. They have to, draft and develop well. They shouldn't be booing guys that they've drafted and that they want there for a long time.
It's not even
years
Frank.
old.
Right.
What?
It's not even just. It's not just Frank and just Pasha.
I know. But they're spearheading it.
I don't.
No, Pasha wants them to switch it to Dougie.
Can we pull up Pasha's tweet? This is the most unhinged, ridiculous take I've ever heard. It was the same take he had with Trouba in New York. So let's read this out here. I'll trust you, Whit, to read it.
Fans, did Luke lose them that game? Sure. But another $9 million Devils D-man has directly lost them countless games with his lackluster play and indirectly lost them many more by vetoing 2 trades and hindering their ability to improve the overall team. He may have even cost them the chance to trade for Quinn. I encourage you to direct your boos elsewhere. He doesn't name names, but he plays the game in being, I'm a psychopath. I want everyone to boo Dougie Hamilton. He's the reason that we stink, and I just hate my life right now. That's what you should have wrote.
And he's directing his hate because somebody is taking their legal stance and their legal obligation in a contract that they agreed to say, no, I asked for a no move, no trade clause for this reason, and then the GM gave it to him. So for you to try to get people to direct their boos at Jacob Trouba, who was going through the same thing, who you personally attacked, and then now you're going after Dougie Hamilton for the same fucking thing, I don't think they should be booing Luke Hughes either. And I agree with what Yands said. They don't got the luxury to boo a guy out of town. And I've learned that mistake. So what do you have to say for yourself in that being your take? They should be booing you.
I'd like to clarify a few things. My rant on Trouba was pre-trade request denial and all that. That came before them wanting to move him not wanting to move. Like, I didn't really even chime in.
Did you not say that it was ridiculous that he's not moving? He's flexing his no move clause.
Yeah, I might have said that. I certainly didn't go on a rant on it like my first Trouba take. I probably said that because I'll take any opportunity to trip the Rangers. But listen, with Dougie Hamilton, before his goal the other night, this is a fucking guy getting paid $9 million, had 1 point since November 1st. He's checked out. He's not fucking putting up offense. He's not playing physical. He's fucking been brutal. So, like, yeah, your team has tried to trade you twice.
He's checked out because they're shopping him.
Okay.
And then they're giving all of his reps to Luke Hughes, who's getting booed out of town now.
Okay, sure. But at the end of the day, you're playing fucking terribly. You're checked out. Your organization does not want you. You need a fresh start. The team needs a shakeup. Do you want to sink with the ship? If you're Dougie, like, it's not working with you there. So, yeah, I don't give a fuck if legally he's allowed to not waive. Sure. Well, the fans are legally allowed to fucking boo him. So I think they should fucking boo him because I hated them booing Luke. I did not like that last night one bit. I don't support that. Yeah. Did he have a horrible fucking game? Yes. 2 blunders, like, just very blatant. Sure. But you do not boo that kid. He's young, and credit to him for facing the media after the game. That couldn't have been easy. Credit to Heischer. He wasn't scheduled to speak. He demanded the microphone, backed up the kid. So I didn't like that booing one bit. What's that?
Allen backed him up too.
Yeah. All the guys backed him up. So yeah, I don't support the booing. Devils fans do not boo Luke. And that's what I was saying. If you're going to fucking boo Dougie. Boo fucking Dougie.
This is sick.
Boo
Now,
nobody.
you wouldn't be saying this though.
Enjoy the game.
It's such a weasel move because you're only saying don't boo Luke because we can't piss off Jack. Like
No,
you are
no,
like,
no, no, no.
oh, buddy, fuck
Buddy,
off.
you're
If
saying
Jack
boo
Hughes
Dougie
wasn't on
because he's
that
not going to
team-
waive his no move to go to Vancouver. Like
Say that-
you.
No, no,
I
no.
said
I don't
you
think. I
want
don't
him to
think.
boo Dougie because he won't waive his no.
No,
moves
no,
to
no.
go
I
to
don't believe.
Vancouver.
I don't believe the trade was Dougie to Vancouver. I believe it was shipping Dougie out to other teams to clear cap space to make other moves work.
Who were the teams?
I know one was San Jose last summer. I don't know the other one.
That's
Fuck, you could be pretty good on San Jose.
I know. I don't want to see that.
Cross country.
I agree. Boo Dougie. Boo.
But Pasha, I'm surprised, and I get like Luke Hughes' season's been a disappointment, but for Devils fans to pick him, I think somebody said like Devils fans they don't know who to boo.
Well,
You
here's
could
the thing. I think last night what we saw was just a culmination of a lot of frustration boiling over. It's been a very frustrating season. I think they have a lot of anger directed towards Fitzy, the team in general, their record, and that anger showed with their booing of Luke. So yeah, listen, I think I've said this on Game Notes. I think Fitzy has to act. He's not going to have a choice. Nemitz is coming back. Kovacevic is coming off the IR any day now. So mathematically, he doesn't have a fucking choice. Something's got to give. He should have made a move a long time ago. So I am not on the fire Fitzy train, but I will be soon if he does not fucking do something. This team
Okay, but
is broken.
but
Needs to
you
shake
can't
up.
trade Dougie and you can't trade Palat. So then all of a sudden he's going to make a move, and you guys aren't going to be happy because you had to deal out pieces you actually like.
Well, something has to give. The team is broken. They need a shakeup, whether it's firing Keefe or whatever. You got to find a way.
What? We're talking firing coaches,
Something's gotta
firing
give.
GMs.
Something's
You're
gotta
fucking
give.
melting down, brother.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Yes. Things
Okay.
are bad. Things are ugly. They need a shakeup. The team's broken. This is not good. I am rattled. Yes.
So I will say I thought it was crazy when they paid Dougie what they paid him when they got him. I didn't think that was the right move at that time. And especially at the fact that you're like, he hasn't hit anybody. He's not a physical guy. He never was a physical guy. He's a power play defenseman that you overpaid at the top of the free agent market to bring him in here and rush what you guys were trying to rebuild. So now you have $9 million stuck on the books. If Fitzy doesn't end up making a significant move at the deadline, are you okay with the fans with the fire Fitzy chance?
Yes, absolutely. I'm totally fine with that. If he doesn't fix this mess, listen, I said it on Game Notes, a lot of GMs give out bad contracts with no moves, but they also find ways to get out of them with first-round picks, a couple second-round picks. We see that all the time with the elite teams. For whatever reason, Fitzy cannot get himself out of this mess so far. So if he can't get himself out of this mess, yes, he should be held accountable because this summer he should have gone out, gotten a top six winger, gotten a third-line center. I've been a Fitzy defender, but they're in trouble and he has to fucking do something. So I'm not on the fire Fitzy train yet, but day by day with no moves, I'm 1 foot at a time getting on board that train. So he's got to fucking do something.
What about ownership? Because they at the end of the day they could buy him out, and the ownership's probably saying no.
Yeah, that's fair. Listen, I've heard ownership is like they're more focused on the 76ers and they're, not too caring about the Devil. Like that might be true. I have no idea. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't quite say that it's on them yet. I think right now it's on Fitzy, and I think he's earned the right to like kind of have more runway to fix this mess, but he's got to act ASAP.
Who would you rather, guys, be right now? The Detroit Red Wings or the Devils? As a
Detroit
fan?
Red Wings, hands down.
Okay.
Pasha, you always have this smug look of confidence when you talk about the Devils, and
I
I've
know,
seen
but
it
it's
for
going
the last
away, Biz.
4 years, and it's shocked me that confident shake off right there. Like it's actually you're actually like
what
fucked up
made
in the
that
head.
face? Like what? Like explain to me what you have that Detroit doesn't. Where you're like, oh my god, how could you even ask that?
Hey, Larkin or Heischer?
Larkin.
Heischer.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Spider and Edvinson or Nemec and Luke Hughes.
Sider
I
and
got
Edmonton.
you there.
You got me there. But that's all you got me on. That's all you got me on.
Or
What else?
Shabbat.
Oh, how about Detroit goalie prospects?
Okay, ever heard of Mikhail Yegorov? Go down the road and watch him play.
Yeah, it hasn't been a great year for Big Mike. Hasn't been great for Big Mike. I just think that Detroit right now and the way they're playing, and Montreal or Devils. I mean, Pasha.
Montreal.
Pasha. So you got Eastern Conference teams at the top of their game in Florida and Tampa, and then you got other Eastern Conference teams coming with youth, and then you got you. And you got your smug face and your dark room and your sandbag editing, listening
And
to
your
fucking
hot girlfriend.
Pantera. And I'll tell you right now, it's an ugly time for you. And all the cockiness and the windows just opening, and we got 3 cups in the next 8 years. I think you're fucked, big guy. I think you're real fucked.
Do you guys think he's gotten cockier since he started dating Justine?
Yeah, which I understand. Smoke show, good for him.
You actually have gotten cockier
he
since
deserves
that?
some
But
cockiness.
what's funny, Biz, since he started dating Justine, his team's gone in the absolute toilet. So maybe he looks at his
Dude,
life.
don't
and
do
fixes
that
his-
to her. Don't do that to her.
Oh,
That's
no, he's
true,
ripped-
actually, though. Since we started dating, the Devils in the last year are 32nd out of 32 teams in 5-on-5 goals scored. So I might be scoring more, but the Devils are not.
And that breakdown is brought to you by Roe. Roe Sparks.
All right, Pasha.
All right.
I would say good luck, but
I will say this though: you guys are acting like they're the Rangers, where they're like they missed their window,
Hey,
they're old,
buddy.
like
Buddy.
no, yeah. Pull up the standings.
Bro,
Sick. Yeah, they have
one more point than the Rangers.
Congrats. Okay, do you want to bet money that by the end of the year there'll be a gap between them and it'll be the Devils ahead of them?
Oh, how many more points is the Devils going to have in the Rangers at the end of this season?
Hey, how about this?
The difference of playoffs versus not playoffs, and that's all that matters.
And how about this? If they
I'd
don't
take that bet.
If
I'll bet
they
you
don't,
they miss
there
the
has to be a
playoffs.
punishment. If they're
You wanna
if
bet?
if they don't
Yeah.
have more points than the Rangers, there has to be a punishment. There should be you should have to go to New York and be in a Speedo like that guy when he plays the guitar. You should be in just a Speedo, Pasha, and you have to read a letter of an apology to Rangers Nation.
I will do that when Avery Zaretsky jumps in the Hudson like he owes me stuff.
Fuck
for
you.
losing
We're
that
not
series.
talking about Avery. If the put your
what's
fucking
this? You're
balls on
supposed
the
to
line.
pierce your eyebrow? What's that from?
I'll pierce my eyebrow and Biz
Biz
cuts his foreskin.
That's the thing. We're trading off those two, but make a deal
I
right
think
now.
you look good with a pierced eyebrow.
You go to Times Square.
No,
in a
I'm not Biz.
Speedo.
I'm not making that deal. I will bet him cash money about
You don't
the
have
Devils.
any of that left. You've lost it all to Wit and meme coins.
I never even got it. I haven't even been paid. I think we're at like 3,700. I'll keep making bets with you, buddy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I will
All right.
bet Devils
All
versus
right.
Rangers.
All right.
I want
500
in on
bucks.
that too.
$500. The Devils are missing the playoffs.
He's going to be propositioning you, Justine, by the time you guys are done trying to cash out your
Yands, you want the
bets.
same?
That the Rangers will finish higher than the Devils.
Okay, done with that too. 500.
There's
each.
another 1,000 he just lost. Justine's going to be putting a fucking Cracker Jack ring on her finger when he proposes at some point.
He's going to be propositioning his wife to you to pay off his debts.
I'm not going to go there.
You guys are
I
acting like
know.
the Devils are over the hump, missed their window. They have an elite core. They got to figure out the pieces around it. Okay, they will be just fucking fine. But if Fitzy doesn't solve that problem, they have to bring in someone else that can. But the
Dude, we
Devils will be just fine.
We got women's national team members with a stronger stature than Jack Hughes when they're announcing the men's Olympic team next to him. That's your core?
That girl was strong.
Can we pull
as
that
shit.
picture up?
I think he was a little smaller than the host of Good Morning America.
Like, I think
But hey.
if they go in a puck battle in the corner for a puck battle, she's coming out with it.
No, he's Team USA. He's Team USA. Pasha, thank you. I do quickly want to bring up a team that he wouldn't even admit he would like he couldn't even say that he'd rather the Devils than this team, and that's Montreal. Guys, they're on fire. Lane Hudson broke another record. I guess it's most assists for the Canadiens in a calendar year. He has 40 points already. He is just incredible. I was thinking too today.
42 points.
42 points, dude. They have him for 8.5, I think it is, for 8 years. Like that contract.
Like a deal
Demidov,
that Luke should be on.
yeah,
Or
it's a couple.
Dougie.
Yeah. He makes less than Luke Hughes. Demidov, like 36 points, I think. He's unbelievable. Suzuki makes the Olympic team. Montreal is fucking awesome. They are awesome to watch. They are fun to watch. I thought it may, and it cooled off for a little bit. Now they're back 6-2-2, like I said. So I don't
They've
know.
gotten 10 of their last 14 points with all the injuries they got going on right now.
On a tough road trip too.
On
That was all
a
on the
Western
road.
swing.
That
They
that
whacked
Deneau trade.
Carolina.
That Deneau trade, I think, is paying off dividend. Like I think they're 4-1-1 since he's been there. Like it just slots everybody correctly, right? Like Suzuki's getting less, matchups or less harder matchups. So that trade to do that this early is such a home run by Hughes. Like that's an unbelievable move.
And two things in terms of what they have coming. Team Canada's disappointment, but that Michael Hage, that kid's disgusting. Plays at Michigan, unreal. He'll probably be playing for them next year. And they have a Russian. I don't know the name. He's doing the exact same thing Demidov did last year in the KHL. So I'm sure Canadiens fans know. Montreal, when Pasha talks about like a window of cups in the next 8 years, look to Montreal. Don't look to Jersey and dumb Pasha and fans booing a 22-year-old defenseman who I think has averaged like 45 points in his first 2 years, if not more. So shout out Montreal.
Can I say that we always get this certain people who message back after the pod when we say this, and those people can literally gargle and lick my taint.
Okay.
And this is not political. I want Russia in my best on best.
Oh,
come on.
It's
not beyond
the
a
same.
joke at this point.
It's a legit.
So
and I got non-hockey people telling me, oh, like Russia's not even in it. Like doesn't seem the same. It's not.
It's not.
It's time to get. And that's why I hope with the league running the World Cup, they have to be like Russia's playing.
Yeah.
And
because
if you
we're getting
think
robbed this year, this team.
Yeah.
Look at their goalies.
Yeah. And if you think to message me with something political, just remember what I said. Lick my taint.
Okay. Yes. Sign. Just respond to everyone.
Send me your address with it.
Witt's telling everyone he loves them, and Biz is telling everyone to lick their taint.
Yeah. I said if you want to message me that with your address, I'll send you a game used butt plug. You can fucking suck on it like a soother.
Okay.
All right. Good way to end.
Anything else for you guys? Darren Radish on Tampa, pretty sick story, dude. Guy gets a hat trick. He's gonna smash his most points in his career. I'm glad you had that on the outline.
I got a little a little stat for that, thanks to Liam Blutman and Jazzy. 2 guys got their first hat trick in that game. First ever hat trick. Do you know how many times that's ever been done?
Oh.
In the last one, Witt, I believe you were a part of it.
Tell me the first guy in the one I was a part of.
Peter Sikora.
No shit.
Oh my God, it was crazy. He hadn't had a hat trick. I think at that time he had like 62 goal games. I'm kind of guesstimate.
That was like donor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yands was
nuts.
on the ice for that too, by the way.
Peter Sikora. Fuck, who are we playing?
Islanders. 9-2 drumming.
That's impossible. That's impossible.
No, he's saying 2 guys on one team.
No, he said it was a 9-2 drumming. If you have 2 goals on your team, you never got a hat trick.
No, I'm saying
it was Sikora and Pascal Dupuis.
Oh, you could be on the same team. Oh, I thought you meant opposing teams. Never mind.
So did I. Another Lightning player had a hat trick in that game?
No, San Jose. That what the hell's his name?
Oh, that Russian kid we've been talking about?
What's his name? Grenda? No.
I don't know, but hey, that Russian kid.
He's been up for 9 games now. 8 or 9 games.
Somebody needs to correct me in the chat. I was told that he dropped in the draft because he showed up with a horrible sunburn. Now that seems like a message that is completely fucking with me, but he's unreal. And so Will Smith goes out. I saw a meme of like, what is that meme of the guy like looking through the fence at like another guy hanging out with Celebrini? Like, whoa, hold on, that's my role.
Yeah.
But if this kid's that good, and then Will Smith can carry his own line, this is just great news for San Jose.
Yeah.
We got to get his name. Can somebody tell me his name? Igor Chernisov.
I was thinking, no, yeah.
I'll say this. I mean, and this is not a diss at all, because, when you're going through puberty and you're growing, like sometimes you get a little bit more acne than normal, but like when I'm drafting Russians, I'm basing it off of how much acne they have, because the more they have, you know, they're going to be nasty. Like if they got knee and it's all, you're like, oh my God, this kid doesn't give a flying fuck. He doesn't think about face wash. He thinks about training and scoring goals and making plays. I like my Russians
the
with
more points, dude.
The more pimples, the more
for
points.
Russians.
It was
for
How do you say this name? Regenda?
I don't know, man. Is this guy Russian? Like,
I don't think he's a real person.
Regenda. He had the hat trick. It was him and Radish.
Wenberg?
No, Regenda.
There wasn't a W near that name. And he said Wenberg. Regenda.
Regenda?
Who's that good D-man? It's a fun name to say on San Jose. Muckamadulin? He's pretty good.
Oh no, actually, sorry, I was reading the text and it was Wenberg because he signed. He got a 3-year deal at $6 million. So a couple clicks for him. Good little player.
That was the guy who I believe was taking over as a sex symbol in Seattle. It was like causing an issue, or like women.
One of the
that wasn't Wenberg.
One of the best looking.
Yeah, it was.
Was
it really?
Yeah, he's gorgeous, and
I think
with him women were creating like steamy novels about him. It was
okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking of Burakovsky too. They had a lot of stallions on, and then Dunn. They got a lot of man missiles. Montour ain't a bad looking cat. Yes, Wenberg is a man missile. Okay, you're right.
Good. Yeah, Dunn's a stallion too.
No, I would never let my wife in a room alone with this guy.
Would you,
if I had one?
Would you eat for the next week only Merles' plates, or let your wife hang out with Wenberg for a night?
Wenberg's such a nice guy. I'd go with the Wenberg.
Okay.
Depends how big his wrench was. Because if she came home and like it was like a hot dog down a hallway because this guy's got an absolute bat on him, then I'm like, So,
all right, boys.
Great talk, guys. Love you all. Have a great
week,
everyone. We'll see you Friday. Peace.